Welcome back to the Cap Cave, everybody. I'm your host, Josh Wallen. Thank you so much for being here this fine, lovely Saturday evening. I am joined, as always, by my good friend AJ. AJ, how you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And we're joined by Mr. Dan Denny. Dan, how are you, sir?
Well,
Is that a new camera that you have?
I do. Yeah, I'm not sure the lighting's not the best here on it. So, and I've got the speaker going through there. So do I sound all right?
Yeah.
You look fabulous as always, sir.
Well, thanks.
Your 9:30 Sunday morning workouts will be high definition, so we have that to look forward to.
I'm actually in the darkest room that I have down here. So I had to move because my wife came home late, and I know if I make noise while she's trying to fall asleep, she won't, and I'll be in trouble. So
Happy wife, happy life.
yeah.
The band that is
Yeah,
laughing in the
thank you.
background, our good friend Mr. Nathan Bowden. How you doing, sir?
Nice shirt.
I'm good. I'm good. My sister made this for me.
Very nice.
I
It's a
love
nice
it.
birthday gift.
Happy birthday!
Thank
Oh,
you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
You
Happy
inburned.
birthday.
The big 4-3.
Oh, wow.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. It was yesterday. Just went out to eat. Went to go see the doctor. Same old.
What a birthday day.
Oh yeah.
Saw a
fine,
tasty
yeah.
meal at the Brown Derby.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, that was so good. I think I had a rack of lamb, and my brother had a salmon, and my wife had a prime rib dip.
Oh,
That sounds good.
fabulous.
Yes.
And look who's joining us, popping in. Better late
What
than
up,
never.
dudes?
What's
Ooh,
up?
big screen treatment.
It's a dude's nerdery.
What's up, guys?
It's the
How you doing,
dude.
buddy?
Dude,
What up,
Cam.
dudes? How are you
You all
guys?
right?
Good.
We're graced by greatness in the form of Mr. Nathan Bowden, so we're
Heck
spectacular.
yeah,
this
man.
Well,
I know
oh.
we've been talking about hanging out with Nate for a while, man. I'm glad you're on, dude.
Oh yeah.
evening. Absolutely.
I figure since it's my birthday, I'll
Heck
take,
yeah.
What a
take the
treat.
Friday, Saturday off. And I was like, man, since I got Saturday off, ooh, buddy.
Dude, it was we celebrated Vern's birthday on 3 Men and a Monkey tonight. It's it's birthday palooza.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love
Because
it.
wasn't Gilster's like a few days ago?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So yeah.
February is a big birthday month.
I mean, it was weird
It's the
because
season.
found out yesterday, because I know my cousin, who's 20 years younger than me, has the same birthday as me. So he celebrated it. A friend from college has the same day. And then I found out a friend of my wife's their kid, has the same birthday as me.
Wow.
And then my brother's roommate's girlfriend has the same birthday as me. So I was like,
There's
holy.
365 days in the year. What are the odds? You know?
Yeah.
Well, it was funny because we
Means,
were talking about it. It's funny
Must say
because we were
means a lot
figuring
of
that
people
out.
got busy in May.
That's what I was just gonna say.
For real.
What you got? You got Memorial Day.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, man.
Maybe this year. That's gotta be it.
Drinking, partying.
Yeah, if you knew my parents, that was a weekend.
Want to say hi to Dave's Dimension in the chat.
Hey.
What up, Dave?
Wishing you a happy birthday there, Nathan.
Thank you. That's my brother from a different mother and father.
So did
Dave's
the
good
toy
dude.
gods shine in your favor and grant you a good birthday present at all?
Oh, whew, my goodness! Between my hunts and I've just got the stuff from Super Awesome Geek that came in like 2 boxes.
Charity. Nice.
Yeah, and then my parents. So my parents got me. I put up pictures of the food my parents got me from Chicago, like the deep dish pizza.
Yeah, I saw that,
all
man.
that
It
stuff.
looked
Illuminati's.
Lose
hot
is
dogs.
good.
Oh,
But they were like, they also got me this,
Mm.
and it's like basically it's a bunch
the
of
art
art.
in the movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I
not a
love
big
those
fan of the
things.
movie, but I'm like, this is a great coffee table thing, and I love
Yeah.
artwork. So
I love
after
those books, man. I have them from all the Star Wars movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
I
the
showed this
Mandalorian
one.
one drops soon. I'm gonna get that.
Oh yeah. I already showed this one. Was it the shirt for my sister? She got me that. So
Nice.
look for
I
that on
do
my
it for the subscribers. Nice.
For the
Well,
subs.
but she also, her and her family also got me this.
Ooh,
Sweet.
Oh,
Oh wow, that's
That's
a
a
cool one.
cool.
Cold
What is
Crush.
that? That's really neat looking.
Yeah. I saw it and I was like, man, I mean, this will go good with like my Joes.
Yeah, that's a
So
really cool looking figure.
yeah. So I saw it on Amazon. I haven't seen it in the stores. So, and then my wife, she couldn't figure out what she was going to get me. So we just went to Walmart and she picked out this. She got this for me.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. Is that like a cowl?
Yeah.
That's really neat.
It's like a cowl on a stand.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that is what
Excited
I
to see that
got.
one.
You know, I think I have the original version of that Spawn
Oh,
from like 20 years ago.
The one.
oh,
from,
Soul Crusher.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen Spawn. Like I don't have any other Spawn figures, but I just saw that one. I was like, I really like that
Yeah,
one.
the new ones, a few of them are updated versions of the original
Yeah.
ones, like the
Yeah.
Gunslinger one,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, the
which
hat.
I have the original of that, but yeah, there's a couple
Remember
other ones.
You remember the comic art cover ones? And that one with his cape flowing behind him and he's squatting down in the corner. Like, well, I always pictured him on the building corner, but
I have that one.
yeah, I
nice.
held on to it for as long as I could. I actually just parted ways with it when they came out with that Mortal Kombat one because that was like, okay, this is what I've been waiting for, a fully articulate. And,
Right.
Yeah, I thought about putting it into because they had a Kickstarter for the Spawn stuff. Like,
yeah.
I think it was like a couple years ago. And I thought about it. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to wait like 2 years for it to show up.
I've seen the figures,
Well,
man.
we just pre-ordered a bunch of Black Series figures that are have ship dates of 2023. So
Who did? Who ordered that
Dude,
shit? Come on.
the best was I ordered the Dark Trooper, and literally less than 24 hours, your shipment is delayed till May 2023. Like I just ordered it.
Oh,
This was a cool one. It was
Wow. So is that a statue or a figure?
It's more or less a statue figure.
He's only got a
It's
few
every
points, right?
McFarlane figure ever.
His hands,
You can ask that question.
I think you can pivot his legs a little different.
Yeah.
But it's real chain on there on him, not just like plastic. I mean, it's metal chain work, which is pretty cool.
Dude, if you have nothing else Spawn in your collection, you don't need it because that's like the perfect representation of that character, and consider it done.
That hits all the points. You got the cape, you got the chains, you got the spikes, you get my favorite
bad effects.
Yeah,
and those were, I don't even remember when they were $10 or something when they were coming out originally.
90.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah, they were cool. So I have a few other ones still, but I liked all the other Spawn lines, like the samurai ones.
Oh yeah.
What else? I don't know. I used to just be a big McFarlane.
Oh no, yeah. I had it when it first came out, and I even had I had like a couple of copies of the first issue when it first came out.
Right.
I don't know where it is now, but
that'd be a gem to hold on to.
I know.
I love the Spider-Man stuff he did. When they started that over, 90 or 91. And I have all of them. He did like issues 1 through 25, and I have doubles of all those. And the cover number 1 had like 5 variant covers. Which those were cool too. I was able to track those down back in the day. So.
That drives me nuts.
I'll say hi to Fabulous in the chat. Thanks for
Fabulous?
stopping by.
The fabulous one.
Disaster.
Got
Our
John
buddy John Joker stopping
Uh-huh.
by to say hi.
What's up, John?
And
Mr.
birthday
Double
wishes
J.
to you from Mr. Double J.
I like that. We got
Okay,
Double
okay.
D and Double J in the
There
audience.
you go.
There you go. So, anybody have any decent pickups this week? As I alluded to, I went on a giant toy hunt today, 17 stores, and I bought absolutely nothing for myself. It was
You hit
brutal out there.
17
Absolutely
stores and
brutal.
didn't find one figure.
Didn't find anything
Was there
that I
anything-
was eager to buy.
Got that.
So was there anything
Oh,
new,
yeah.
but you just passed on it?
America Chavez was out there, but I have her pre-ordered
Okay.
through Target.
Yeah.
That
picked-
Thaylog.
Yeah.
Oh, there
wow.
she is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of,
Yeah. Yeah. There was like four or five of her on the shelf.
Yeah, they
Right.
got at the Target I went to today. They had 2 cases of American Chavez, and that was it.
Yes.
Oh,
And she was right below him. And there was like 5 of them on the shelf.
No way. Yeah, see, there were none of
Mhm.
those at the. I keep seeing people posting all these pictures of those Spidey figs, and there was absolutely none at the Target I stopped at.
That's the only
The
one that I
Shockers,
found in
I've
store
seen him
so far.
multiple times now.
Picked up
Yes.
these.
yeah, me too.
The
Huh.
golds.
Picked these up. The Biggie and Tupac.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like little Funko golds or whatnot. I like the
Are
back.
those, is that Walmart exclusive? I've never seen them anywhere else, but
I think so.
okay, yeah.
And then let's see what else. I got these.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I hadn't seen him in the box like that.
Yeah, it's a different
Yeah.
package.
Yeah, this is like the 3rd version of them. And I found these at Walmart.
I
got
would
the-
totally be down for getting Flash figures, but I want the movie ones. I love that movie.
If you go to, you could check Boss Fight Studios.
Mhm.
That they have, I think they have the movie version up there, maybe for pre-order. I'm not sure. But yeah, they do that site. Because I only reason I know, I got this wrestling figure.
Oh, I've been looking all
Nice. So
over
who's
for it.
that?
Dakota Kai. She's
got
she's one of the newer. Obviously she's a newer wrestler.
She's got the Bret Hart piece, right?
Jimmy Hart.
The Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, she's got the feet right in.
Oh, so wrestling's doing Build-A-Figures too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they've done it for a while. They don't do it out every single wave, but there's usually one wave a year that they'll have a Build-A-Figure.
Oh, wow. I
And
never
yeah.
noticed
No,
that.
and you say that's not Brett the Hitman Hart. That's
No,
Jimmy
it's-
Hart.
Jimmy
Mouth
the
of the
mouth
South,
from the
Jimmy
South,
Hart.
Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
missed it about that.
Yeah, you can see right there. Like, so this one comes with the feet, but there's ones that come with like the body, others with the arms,
Right.
and then you got the head with the removable glasses and the speakerphone thing.
The
Nice.
megaphone, yeah.
Yeah. So
And it's
That's
only
cool.
4?
I'm sorry.
There's only 4 to build a figure?
Yep.
See, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would.
Instead of 7.
Yeah.
So who manufactures those? Is that Hasbro too, or is that a different
Mattel.
That's Mattel.
Mattel?
So that's how they were able to get away with doing the WWE Master of the Universe crossover.
Because
Is it-
Mattel has a license.
Yeah. And so, but now they're doing just WWE, but in the Master of the Universe style, but still looking like the regular wrestlers. Like Ric Flair has the robe and everything in the first wave. Got the
Right.
Hulk Hogan NWO one. So
It's essentially modern day Remcos,
yeah,
if
exactly.
anybody remembers Remcos
Yes.
from back in the day. The old
So-
AWA figures.
But
I
yeah,
don't know if it's out yet, but what's her name? Alexis Bliss?
oh,
Alexa Bliss, yeah.
the,
Oh, they
the
have
ultimate.
like an ultimate of her coming out.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for that one. Can't wait for that one
I would
What's up,
like to
Brandon?
get that one.
because I'll have
All right,
her.
Brandon. Good evening, sir.
I'll have her go with my Fiend
Right.
figure. So
Yeah.
yeah, because her outfit, like, I almost would want to get 2 of hers because the Ultimates, she has 2, I think maybe 3 heads and
Yeah.
a couple of outfits,
Yeah.
and so you can kind of make her previous version and then her like Fiend scary version,
Right.
and so I almost want to have 2 of them just so I could have 2 different versions. Actually, 3 to keep one in box.
She comes with that dress. I was thinking about just grabbing a basic and then doing a head swap, giving her the deluxe head with the dress on a basic body, just going that way.
Yeah, I hope I
Save
can
a little
find
bit
it
of
in
money.
store. Right now, to my Target, they have the Undertaker and Kane
Oh yeah.
Ultimate Editions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play the long game on those and hope that they go on clearance.
Yeah, the Undertaker one is pretty cool.
Yeah. Kane is just filling the shelves here where I'm at, and Undertaker just hit today. First time I saw him, but Kane, there's a ton of them. So
I'm so
I think
glad
I'll
I
be in
found
good shape.
the Undertaker when I did, because I've been looking for these bats. And luckily I was able to do a trade with G-Force.
Nice.
So,
hey, speaking of G-Force, he just joined us. What's up, G-Force?
Nice.
Think of the devil.
Hey, what's up, G-Force?
So
Hey, Brandon. What's up, Brandon?
Josh is trying to crouch in on your territory there, man. 17 stores would be a gauntlet run.
I can't believe you went to 17 stores.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a loop for me. It's like probably 30 miles round trip, but it's just my area where I'm at.
Yeah, I used to do those.
Yeah,
I used to do those.
You got to think it's like Walgreens, Five Belows. I ran into Marshalls and
like
TJ Maxx.
Yeah. We just went because we had like it warmed up to 40 and then it got cold, so like there's a lot of ice and stuff today. So my 16-year-old and I went practicing driving in it and just to learn how to do it safely and all that. So we drove to Target. And I was like, well, hey, while we're at Target, honey, I'm going to go look at the toy section. And it was cool. I walked in and I got excited because all of the Eternals were moved to an end cap and they were all packed in. And I was like, oh, man, maybe this means they got stock of something. So I looked in the Star Wars aisle and there were 2 Wreckers and that was it in the Star Wars aisle. And then I walked around to the Legends aisle and I'm like, come on. And then they had basically 10 America Chavezes on there. And there was a nice dude. He was stocking stuff. And I grabbed an America. I'm like, hey, and I looked at the back. I'm like, have you, because the only other one I needed her and I needed the Strange, not the astral projection one, but the regular one. I'm like, hey, by any chance, did you get any other of these in? And he laughed. He goes, dude, these are the first figures we've gotten in 6 weeks since the Eternals. And we got 2 cases of her. And he goes, you're the 5th guy to come in here today and ask if we had any other things. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. He goes, no, it's cool. He goes, I collect too. I totally get it. And then we talked for a few minutes. It was super nice. But this is I had her pre-ordered from Target, but it would have dishonored the toy gods if I didn't get her, because this is the first figure I've seen in a store in 6 months that I wanted to buy.
Wow.
Legit. Like, I've not got any figure outside of a pre-order in 6 months. So it would have dishonored the toy gods if I didn't. And seeing her in person, she's really well done, man. It's a cool
she's
figure.
a decent looking figure.
Yeah, it is. And so now I have the whole wave except for this Strange right here. But I have everyone where I can do the Build-A-Figure now.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have the piece. Right.
Yep. So, but I got all the other figures from this wave got dumped in this week, so I got them all. It's actually, I'm going to be honest, it's a great wave, like top to bottom. Every figure is. We got Sleepwalker. He's really good.
Yeah.
And then Despair.
Yeah, that one's sick.
That's legit, man. That dude is pretty freaky. We have Master Mordo, which the face kind of gets into that uncanny valley, I think, with that sculpt, but the body mold and robes look phenomenal. Plus, he's got that bow. I can't wait to see him in Multiverse of Madness. I thought he was cast extremely well. And then, dude, again, the Hasbro is up their their translucent figures. Like this Strange looks incredible.
Yeah. Super
stoked about him. And then all these just showed up. I didn't even get shipping notifications, and they just all showed up. And we got the new Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah,
I
that
wish
Wong,
they'd do that
man.
with mine.
Yeah.
I got to get that one.
Yeah,
You
dude, they
can't
just
go
all
wrong with that
like.
figure.
I didn't even know they were coming, dude. You got to not do
Fouls.
full screen.
Damn.
You got to do you got to do the screen that's got the other people on it. I hate just seeing my own head. It drives me crazy. No, but dude, like I didn't even know these were coming, and all of a sudden I got a text, and it was you have a UPS delivered something. I'm like, what? And it was right around the time Mrs. Dude's getting home, so I sprinted up. I ran, and there were a bunch of boxes on the porch. I grabbed them all and ran them down in the basement, and she came home like 7 minutes later, and I was like,
Nice.
we did it. Now, something cool that happened this week is I got this Namor for $21 on Amazon. He's a Walgreens exclusive, and I've really wanted him, but they shipped him in a thing, and it's like super beat up. This was all bent. It's got like corners were ripped. So I returned it, and they shipped another one in the exact same, that like it's like a plastic sleeve, not even padded. So they sent me a second one in the plastic sleeve, and it was in worse condition than the first. I actually called Amazon customer service, and they refunded me and told me to keep both figures. So I got 2 Namors
Nice.
for no charge. So that was pretty good, man. Yeah, I was pretty stoked about that.
I dig it.
So yeah, so it was like I basically got no new figures for 6 weeks, and then everything I'd been waiting on showed up within 5 days.
Nice.
Like all at once. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I was pretty stoked about where we got.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
because I work at home.
We got this Leia.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Archive Leia came, which was cool. And this one I didn't even know shipped. I've had this pre-ordered forever, and so I did a what's in the box, and I was just opening them up line, and then to see Kenobi.
Nice.
That was another nice surprise.
Huh.
So like everything just came at once, and then I got this off Amazon.
Oh no!
I got this off Amazon for $25.
Oh
yeah, I'm jealous of that.
That was the steal of the century, dude. 25 because this thing got up to like 80 to 100 on eBay.
Did you get 2 of them? Because I thought you unboxed that, or did you put it back?
No, I haven't. I haven't touched it yet. I only got the one.
Oh yeah, I actually got that one too.
About that. And then I got, like I said, I blame Josh for this. So
yeah, buddy.
I only got one of them in though. I got one of them in. I'm still waiting for the other one, so I'm not going to open this one because one will be for card. One will stay in card for the wall, and then this angle of this thing's driving me nuts. Let me move that over. This thing was from, if you guys watched John's Super Awesome Geek Show, we did that 8-hour auction to raise money to help his brother's pay for his brother's cancer treatments. So this was one of the things I won. And this has been on my list forever to get this thing because I love 90s X-Men, and how cool is it that you used to get like the play set with it?
Yeah, man. All of them came with the base like that.
Yep. So that was super cool. And then this, I'm gonna do a video on these. These are my first Play Arts figures. So I'm pretty excited. So I won these on this John's bid. But for $82, I got the Joker from The Dark Knight.
Nice.
And the Dark Knight himself.
Nice.
Cool.
Were they opened?
Yeah, they were definitely open. So, but these I didn't realize like how expensive these were, and even opened to get 2 for $82, I was quite a lucky deal. I feel like, because these go on eBay for like 120 to 150 each.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I've never had Play Arts figures before, so I'm going to do a video for these and definitely open them up. So like I said, everything came at once. It was quite a surprise.
Very cool. Fabulous. Did you have any luck on your toy hunt? Happy to hear that you were able to get out after a few months. Yeah, I think everybody is anxious to get that symbiote Spidey. That's what everybody's on the hunt for right now.
I have 4 pre-ordered. And none of them have shipped yet.
Yep. Dava found them outside of Pittsburgh.
No way.
Yeah. So pretty cool.
Yeah, just stuff does not
Exciting
get to
times.
Michigan, man. I don't know what it is about Michigan, but it just we don't get stuff here,
Oh,
man.
Nathan's
Drives me
got it
nuts.
too. Nice.
Yeah, I was looking. I'm not like, I don't know. I was into the Spider-Man at one point, but I traded because I had 2 of them, and I traded for some wrestling figures. But this one I'll be willing to trade to. So Brandon, hit me up.
Yep. I ordered 4 just because I was thinking maybe if I order from different places, one of them will come in a reasonable time, and none of them are shipped yet. But I love that symbiote Spidey because if you watch the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, that is one of the best arcs in that cartoon, and it is the best, media version that's not in a comic of telling the black suit Spidey story and just showing like how he finally lets his anger out, man. It's such I love that part of Spidey.
Oh, G-Force. Oh, I've been looking for more bats. Oh,
Where did you?
I've got 5 on
finding these
pre-order from I think Entertainment Earth, and it still hasn't shipped yet.
well, I got
there's one in this box right here.
I got 10 and 4 or 5 different companies.
Well, yeah. Strangely
Where's the
enough,
box?
I did
You gonna
find
open
that.
it?
I did find them this week at a comic book store, Third Eye Comics here in Richmond, and they had 2 of the Alley Viper, and 3 bats in the Gung Ho.
Yeah,
and they were a couple dollars more than they would be at Target or whatever, but it's a mom and pop store, so
yeah,
I understand they have to mark up a little bit.
a couple bucks isn't that bad.
No,
But you know what? I'd rather
$2. I can deal with $2. That's fine.
Yeah,
and I would rather an extra $2 to not give it to a massive corporation, to give it to a locally owned store for sure, man. Yeah, it's worth it.
The
Dude,
guy
by the way, guys,
he gave me a Book of Boba Fett poster.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
And a Marvel 2022 calendar.
Hey, my teenage daughter just came home from a wild night, so I got to inspect real quick, make sure she's safe.
Yeah, man.
From a wild night.
So yeah, that was kind of cool. Because I've gone every day for a month now to Target and Walmart, trying to find them.
Me too.
Had not seen any. I missed them at one store. I got there and they still had Gung Ho. He's in that case, so the rest of them were gone.
No, yeah,
I keep seeing Gung Ho's too, so I keep missing them.
Yeah, I went to one store that I was like, I'm not going to this Target ever again, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to this Target this one time. I went there. I was like, there's like 7 Gung Ho's.
Wow.
I was like, are you kidding me? You telling me there was like 7 shipments? Was there really? I was like, oh, I was kicking myself so bad.
And they were all gone.
Yep. Like there wasn't one.
Yeah, and
Walmart, Ahsoka, really?
It's like what dude was saying. They cleared out all the Eternals at Target, and they went ahead and put up all the new shelf tags for the Retro Spider-Man and the Doctor Strange. And I thought it was kind of interesting. They all have individual tags. So it's like, you found the America full case. She has her own tag, Symbiote Spider-Man, his own tag, all of them. And all the Doctor Strange ones too.
But what was interesting to me was all of the Eternals peg warmers are still full price.
Yeah. They're like 16 or 17 at my store.
No, they were 20, and I laughed. I'm like, you guys didn't, because I asked the dude, I'm like, so you guys haven't even clearance these yet? He goes, yeah, I don't. It's like they don't want to sell them. He goes, nobody's buying those figures. Like, no, nobody's buying those figures.
Like I grabbed this Magneto, and it says 1609.
Yeah,
but I took it up to the register, and it was $7.
Oh,
that's
really?
What?
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh, okay.
And he doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece, which I already built Colossus, but yeah, I mean that's a decent figure for $7.
Yeah, you
for
can't turn
$7,
that away.
absolutely.
you know. So I don't know. I'll take it.
I'll be curious to see if those bats and the alley vipers, because they're supposed to be pumping them out just as much as the Flint and Lady J, but because
Right.
they're army builders, I'll be curious to see if they ever end up warming pegs at all, the same way that Lady J and Flint have.
I think it just depends on where you live, man. Like, you know, some of you guys interact on Twitter with the Collectorian.
Yeah.
So he's a friend of mine also, but he lives in Washington, D.C., and he said, I bet that dude has found 30 bats, you know, at Target. Like, he goes in, they're always there. And he sent me multiple text messages like, dude, do you want these bats or should I just leave them here again? You know? Yeah, it's crazy.
No, I use my family. I say, I got a sister out in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Oh, yeah, right up the road.
Yeah, and then my parents live in Tampa. And every time I see somebody in one of those areas, I'm like, hey, head over here. See you.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Some of them will go, some of them don't. But I'm like, yeah, I got my feelers out everywhere.
Oh, for sure.
You have to.
Yeah.
There's nothing out on the pegs right now for me. It's real bad. The only thing
I
that
even
I
had
was
my
able
father-in-law looking for figures for me.
You know? Dude, I was legit happy to find America Chavez today because she was one of the two I needed for the wave, and I just was like I had to get her because
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, legit have not found a figure in store in 6 months.
Yeah,
that's cool.
What about you, Dan? Any pickups this week?
Just that same one I think everybody's been finding is that translucent Doctor Strange.
Nice.
That figure just is so good. I'm so excited.
What's with the lamp though? I'm assuming
it's Aladdin's lamp. It's a crossover with Aladdin.
Disney.
Is that a joke?
No, it's going to be in the movie. It's there because there's all kind of relics in the Sanctum Sanctorum, so I think it has to do with that.
Okay, so it's like a nod to Disney, not necessarily.
Yeah, but I think it's like in the Strange comments, it's an actual relic that comes from the comics.
Okay. Yeah, that one kind of threw me off, but yeah, it's funny that you got your set because I was going to mention this when you were talking about it. I remember you mentioning when that dropped, because at the time that dropped, Target was doing their $20 off a $100 purchase.
That's what I got.
So I did the same thing. I mean, literally the day you mentioned it, I logged right on, and so you are always talking about you're getting your stuff late. You and I wasn't that far behind you. I mean, I was literally like, unless you waited hours, because I was like literally 5 to 10, 15 minutes.
No, I did it right away just to get them. Yeah.
As soon as you posted that,
but I kept the receipt for this one, and then when that one ships, I'm going to return this and get my $2 back.
Don't you just wish they would make it easy, and if they've got it on the pegs and you can show your pre-order, that they'll just fill it with something from the store?
That would be awesome.
It doesn't make any sense.
It should be that way.
Absolutely. You've got this on the pegs. Here's my order. It's on my app. Just like mark it fulfilled right now, and you don't have to worry about shipping it. It'll save you money, Target.
And the store gets credit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Doesn't that raise the question, though, why is it on the peg when I have it pre-ordered? I have a guaranteed sale. You have my money for already.
Amen.
I think we're done beating our heads against the wall. That'll never get fixed. So let's try to work with what they're giving us and just fulfill it from my app. Come on.
I'll tell you, that Legends wave this week passed on every one of them for $26. No way.
X-Men.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
No way for $26. I was interested in the Wolverine because they redid the claws. But it's the same suit we've had, just a slightly different repaint. And I'm like, I'm not paying $26 to have like heated up. And it looks like the adamantium's hot. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. So what I did was I went and I ordered that 3-0. I put that money towards that. And what's cool is Preternia shared a code for Entertainment Earth. And it's a $15 off coupon. So I ordered 3 Dark Troopers and got $15 off that order. And then I ordered the Hulkbuster and got $15 off that order. And then I had a big goal this week. I had 2 major work projects and then I had to got them done and just crushed them. And then I had to do a forecast call that can be very frustrating with a specific manufacturer. And I said, if I can get through that call without like verbally assaulting somebody, and it's just a positive, clean call, like my reward was going to be, I ordered Iron Man Mark 43. Like, so if I got all my stuff done and I nailed it, and I was cool on the call and didn't like tear into somebody, and I did, and I got off that call and I went right on there and I'm like, boop, that's my reward. And what was cool is I used the $15 off coupon for that. So I saved $45 this week ordering stuff from Entertainment Earth and skipping out on a crap Legends wave. And I skipped out on a bunch of the Black Series stuff too. I'm like, I'm not paying 26 for this crap.
Listen here, kids. It's important to have goals, if only so you can get more toys.
No, you know what?
Amen.
I'm a huge believer in like because for a couple of reasons. One, you get what you measure, right? If you set a goal and you have a reward for it, you're more likely to hit that goal. But the other thing is, if you set a goal and you have something tangible as a reward, that means more to me when I have that, because I know I had to work for it. I know I had a reward. Like I'm getting a new guitar this year. I'm probably going to get a Telecaster I've wanted for 20 years. And I set a work goal. If we broke an all-time sales record, which we absolutely crushed, my reward was going to be getting myself a guitar. So I'm doing it. But that guitar, every time I play it, it represents all the work I had to do for us to achieve that goal. So
There you go.
Yeah. I'm a big
the right way to look at
proponent of that. Yeah.
Everybody in the chat, make sure that you are subscribed to G-Force's channel, and looks like he's going to have his Razor Crest video up tomorrow. So we
Nice.
look forward to that.
Nice.
And he's pushing 500, isn't he? He's getting pretty close.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys
Yeah.
can subscribe to my channel as well.
And AJ's channel.
Subscribe
Fabulous.
to
That's
Aegis.
awesome.
Subscribe to all of us, please. Throw
Definitely.
a like on this video.
Yeah,
Y'all
I think
have
I'm
fun.
2
We
away
have fun
from
talking to you.
1,300. I'm almost there.
Nice.
What's up,
Very
Gino?
cool.
Yeah, I'm only a few away from 500. And I put up a video because I'm doing a huge, like, I don't know if you can see, but I have a huge box of stuff. I've got some loose Star Wars figures in there, some Funko Pops, a Ric Flair Ultimate, some Motu. Like, it's going to be a heavy box. So whoever wins, you know, it's probably maybe couple hundred bucks worth of box.
Right.
So once I get to 500, we're going to do a WWE video game style tournament for people. So
Very cool.
Can I show this real quick? Because he said Motu made me think of
Absolutely.
this. You know, I had found that Scare Glow.
oh, that figure is so great.
You know, I don't even, you know, I like Masters of the Universe, but I'm not like crazy about it, you know, and I didn't like it as a kid, but this figure I wanted, you know. So I was getting ready to open him up the other day, and then I noticed his weapon.
Oh, they stole his staff.
Oh,
not in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Was it opened or did it?
No. All the tape is sealed.
So it just came from the factory like that.
Right. So
So
I
you're gonna
wrote
bring
to
it back?
Mattel, and Mattel has not responded.
Mattel's pretty good about taking care of customers in situations like that. I've had to deal with them in the past, and they were pretty good.
I'm hoping they're just busy, you know, and they'll get to me. But
Did you call the number, or did you?
I
You
emailed.
sent them an email. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called, and dude was super cool. Like, I walked him through what my complaint was. It was bad neck joint on a WWE figure, and he's like, I can send you out a check to refund your money, or I can send you out a replacement, but there's no guarantee that the replacement will be the same figure. So they were totally cool about it.
Right.
So they would just send you a random figure.
So he, in his system, he could see what the wave was that would be sent, but he couldn't guarantee what the figure was and
What the figure from
he
the
had
wave was.
Yeah, and what he had to offer was like 2 waves prior to what they were at retail.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, dude, I got to tell you, I was frustrated by ordering 2 of these and them coming up, but I'm glad I called because they're like, just keep them and we'll refund you the $21. So I got one to open and one to keep, although they're both pretty smashed. But it's like, just put it in a box with bubble wrap, and that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Amazon doesn't work that way.
There is
How
a
did Dino?
there is a paper product shortage though.
So are we going to go back to plastics now? Is that what we're going to do?
I mean, if it's a matter of well-packaged toys or dead turtles,
Dead turtles.
Why do the turtles have to
What's happening?
You want to go back to plastic, you're going to kill all the sea turtles, right? Aren't you?
Oh, okay.
Ooh, you scared me there for a second.
Yeah, I was a little nervous.
I love turtles.
Yeah.
I want to say hi to Dino. Welcome, sir. Good to see
Dino
you.
the Machino.
Everybody tune in tomorrow morning. Dan, you guys got a stream tomorrow morning? You guys going to be lifting weights, going to be picking things up and putting them down?
Nope, we're taking tomorrow off. Well, I
Taking
am.
tomorrow off.
Yeah, I won't be there. I don't know if he's going to run one or not without me.
Well, let us know, Dino, if you're going to be doing one.
No, but I wound up picking up those that Wolverine from the new wave.
Oh,
Like
yes.
but I was able to pre-order it through Amazon for the previous price before the price went up. So
that'll work.
it was probably a couple hours before they changed the price. So
wait, so you got it for you didn't get it for the $25.99?
No, it was like 22.
Really?
22, yeah.
So
I think Amazon they were a little slower in changing the prices because I went and checked it today and yeah, the prices are at like $24.99 now. So
what did those? I forgot. What did those 20th anniversary launches release at? Were those 30 or was that $25.99 as well?
I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about? The Hulk and the not the Hulk. I'm sorry, the Captain America and the Iron Man.
The 20th anniversary.
Those were all
the
30,
20th.
I think.
$30.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But the Hulk was like 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hulk was 40.
Well, the Hulk I get, but yeah, I think with that, I just can't help but think that they were testing the waters. You know, like, let's see who bites on this 30, and then if they get it, then we'll drop this next, regular wave at 25.
And the thing is, I don't have a Hulk. I needed a Hulk.
Right. Me too.
Yeah.
No stream tomorrow. So
Yeah.
fantastic.
Well, enjoy the day off.
Yeah, but everything is 26 now, man. And you know what? This whole inflation stuff is just garbage because if you look at all the earning reports, everybody has record profits. So if there's a true shortage and the cost of goods is up, then you are charging more and your profits would be level. So it's total BS. Like Disney parks beat their earnings estimate by $1 billion. So the price hikes with the job cuts, that's exactly where it goes, man. It's all greed.
Did you happen to see where McFarlane got Toy of the Year in terms of sales for 2021?
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is that directly driven by the fact that they were the only company to consistently keep their peg fills for the entire year?
Everywhere I go, there's McFarlane figures.
Yeah.
There was never
you
could talk about all the supply chain issues you want, and that never once impacted McFarlane.
So I wonder how they do it, but Hasbro can't.
That's what I'd love to know. Maybe if you could get him on the same schedule, Hasbro can help him with articulation, and he can help them fulfilling orders.
Right.
It'd be a perfect marriage. Yeah, I didn't pre-order anything from this week. You still haven't opened them?
No, because it's like I've just been so tired, and it's like I want to be like in a good mood with good energy when I do it. If that makes sense. So, and then I start. It's like I want to. Yeah. Well, and then it's like I want to do a fun video with it, and then it's like how do you do so. But that's the thing is like instead of it trying to make the action figure put me in a good mood, I'm waiting till I had good energy and do it. But that's why I made a few videos lately. So I've been feeling better. So
it's gotten so bad this week that I actually had a heart-to-heart conversation with my wife about how I feel about Star Wars Black Series, and it's just like sucking the soul out of me. And She's on
Wow.
board with me converting to Hot Toys. So
Wow.
Wow.
Well, dude, that's why I
Yeah.
ordered 2 3-0 figures this week instead of Hasbro.
Honey, I'm
Absolutely.
going to sell my Camaro, but I'm going to buy a Ferrari. Make sure you're okay with that.
Well,
They
I
got
don't know if you
payment
guys were.
plans.
I don't
There's
know if you guys
layaway.
were watching 3 Men and a Monkey Lizard, but did you hear the bomb Sean Solo dropped at the end?
No.
He
What-
he blew all our minds. He wanted that $700 Voltron. And he's like, so I asked my wife, and she basically was like, yeah, if we finally get married, you can get the Voltron. And we were like, wait, what? He goes, yeah, I call her my wife, but we're not officially married. He's like, but she said we made a deal. I get the Voltron if we finally get married.
He gets married. What? Holy crap.
And the best thing is he dropped it in. He dropped it in nonchalantly, like he's like, yeah, we had pizza for dinner. Like it was like total Sean, like just so
Wait,
casual.
did they go get married? Like
they're getting
did he
married
take
on
her to-
Monday.
Just so he can get his Voltron.
Wow.
So he can get his Voltron.
Wow.
So
Classic
let's see.
Sean. I love it.
Dude,
That might be the best Sean there is.
dude, he just drops the most casual bombs like that. Just like, and he was so nonchalant. We were like, wait, what?
He was on
Well,
a trip
hey.
tonight, man.
L'chaim.
Cheers to
Wow.
Sean, man. Sean really
Absolutely.
wanted. Hey, Sean really wanted that $700 Voltron.
Wow.
I need to figure out what to tell what my wife wants. There's a
Yeah.
couple things I want to pick up.
So are
That's hilarious.
you already married?
Oh yeah,
You can't leverage that then.
nah.
No.
But I'm sure there's a trip she wants to go. So
Oh, there
See
you
that?
go.
That's why the UPS guy and I are buds. He knows. He's gotta get there first.
Well, dude, let me ask you this. Because I work from home, I'm here when everything gets here, So my wife doesn't see me bringing all this crap in.
Exactly.
And I have them deliver at the side door so it doesn't pop up on the ring,
Nice.
But she will come up, here to the third floor and be like, hey, what are those empty boxes? Where'd those come from? I forget to.
You gotta hide. You gotta hide the evidence.
Yeah,
Well, you guys have seen Pulp Fiction, right? You got to be like the wolf. You got to scrub all the evidence, man. Yeah.
Right.
No, dude. No joke. I get them. I bring them down here, and she never comes down, but I get them, and I get them all out. I break down the boxes, and I wait till recycling day, and then I just throw them out. And I put them in the recycling bin, and it's a clean process. So, and I work from home unless I'm traveling. So that's the only time I really get busted is I'll come home from a work trip and there'll be like boxes that are just on my desk, and I could tell they were placed strategically, like right on. I walk in, I'm like, oh. So she's like, "What's in those? What'd you get? What's in those?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just ordered some deodorant and soap because I haven't had time to go to the store." And
Nice.
and she goes, sure, yeah,
night,
Did
Brandon.
anybody watch on HBO Max? They've got that Beanie Baby documentary called Beanie Mania.
No.
no.
I found it really, really interesting. The entire time I'm watching it, it took till about like 3/4 of the way through before I found like somebody who was a collector that kind of I could relate to. But the rest of these people were just out of their minds, just insane with the links that they were going to try to get their hands on these damn Beanie Babies.
Yeah,
Absolutely
dude.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
don't you remember that?
I don't remember it that bad. Like
No.
I mean,
Oh, no.
I knew that there was definitely hype and stuff like that, but like the way that these people were, man, it is insane.
Yeah.
Definitely worth checking out if you guys haven't seen it.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, working at Toys R Us for all those years, man, I dealt with a lot of wild
Dino,
people.
Wow.
we can have the bells and we get divorced.
Nice.
Terrible.
Hopefully he
Terrible.
didn't debate it because I was just thinking,
I guess he's gonna be a single
What better
man.
place to take your wife for Valentine's Day than the toy store? Absolutely.
That's a woman who knows.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dave's got a good formula there.
All right, I got a couple pickups I will share. So I did happen to stumble on Proud and
Oh.
Powerful.
Oh,
Nice,
awesome.
nice.
So that's exciting. Are we in the realm of being able to share the Hasbro spoiler Ghostbusters toy yet? Or
I have
no?
not seen the movie, but go for it.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I still-
Was
So
it the 2-pack?
yes.
Yeah.
Is it okay to show it or no?
Should
Dan,
I?
I'll let you be the judge.
I haven't seen it
Go
yet. Is
for
it?
it.
Is it
Go
worth?
for it.
Is it worth not knowing?
Yeah,
I think it is worth
is.
not knowing.
All right,
So
I'll tell you what.
then
I'll tell you what. I can do earmuffs and just go off screen for like 2 minutes.
No,
and
it's
come
fine.
back.
I'm going
Are
to
you
show
sure?
a corner. Yeah. So do you
Yeah,
see like this?
earmuffs. I'm gonna earmuffs it.
No, do you
earmuffs.
see the corner of this box is kind of
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
dinged up? So I found it at Target and I took it up to the register and they were kind enough to give me 10% off of it. So
sweet.
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
since I was going to open it anyway, I thought that worked out.
I think they
This
must have
came
had a
in
rough-
this week from Amazon.
Ooh.
Oh,
wow.
So Mickey's 50th.
Oh, that's neat.
Nice.
So I thought that was pretty sweet. And,
and that's Cinderella's castle at Disneyland,
yeah, with all the
or is that the
50th
Disney World one? Oh, that's
No,
the
that's
Disney
the
World.
Disney World one.
Yeah.
So it's got all the 50th accoutrements.
Oh, I really like that.
It was pretty good. Fairly affordable too, less than $30 if I remember correctly.
Really, I
Yeah.
like that castle.
And then, if you guys have been following me at all this week,
Oh, God,
Yeah.
that, man.
That looks great.
Nice.
painted this guy up. So I'm really happy with how he ended up turning out.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
pretty
man.
cool.
Jeez, look at the lines in the cape.
Yeah, dude. Look at that.
God.
Just like it just looks so worn. Like it's like a
Yeah,
corduroy type. The cape's like corduroy type
Yes.
look.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure, at first what to think about that because I was like, that's his outfit's never been like that, but I like it. I really like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that was my week. So good times. Oh, one more here. One other thing that I printed this week. Real quickly.
Oh,
Nice.
I remember seeing
Chrysanthemum.
that. Yeah.
So Black Chrysanthemum. So Verno sent me the files for this guy, and I got him printed up. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna paint him up. He's pretty cool because he actually scales pretty well with the Galaxy of Heroes
Whoa.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
figures.
Oh, that's bigger than
So not that bad. And if you put him with the Chewie from that line, they're fairly
They're
comparable.
close. Yeah.
Nice.
I think it'd be about scale. He
Yeah,
should have been bigger than Chewbacca, right?
I think so. Yeah,
I
Looked
that's
like
how
it.
he's come across.
Yeah, just scaling him against like Boba. I mean, he's massive. He's really wide.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about Boba Fett?
Yeah, man.
You're not
Dan,
tired of it?
Dan, are you in spoiler territory? Are we good to go?
I'm actually going to take off, so you're good to go because I'm gonna hop off here.
You're killing us, Dan. Well, it's always nice to have you aboard for your hour.
Always happy to be here. Always happy to be here.
It's good to see you, buddy.
You too, man.
It's great meeting you.
It was nice, man. Good to chat with you.
Yeah, you too. You too.
You guys have a good
All
one.
right, Dan.
All right.
See you,
Take it
man.
easy,
Good
buddy.
dreams, dude.
All right. The floor is yours, AJ. You want to start us off?
Did you guys watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
You guys
Yes.
follow that to the
Unfortunately.
end?
Unfortunately, yeah, I was gonna say,
Unfortunately,
unfortunately.
that last season.
Yes, 8th season. Yes. Oh,
So, that
Coffee
last
cup.
season, it should have been either expanded to a full length season or
Yep.
two
Yeah.
seasons on its own.
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So after seeing the finale of Boba Fett, that I kind of came to that conclusion that there should have been two seasons. Because it's been 6 years since he fell into the Sarlacc and then escaped. So the flashbacks, if you don't know, you think, well, he hung out the Tuscans for a couple months And now
No,
he's
it was 5 years.
Right. So expand on that, because the change to me happened too fast. That you go from a ruthless mercenary bounty hunter to, now I'm taking fruit from a little kid on the street and smiling and bowing to people, and it's like, it just, the change in terms of the show just happened too fast.
Yeah.
And, if you don't know that Boba Fett, maybe, okay, that's cool, but we know who Boba Fett is. It just, I don't know. It needed to be more fleshed out, But overall, I did enjoy the show. I liked the last episode, the finale. It was better on the second time watching it for me. I noticed in the music that they are now, that it said Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I thought was kind of corny, but kind of cool. It
was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I hope there's more, and it fleshes it all out better for him. I said one thing to my wife: the show kind of took away the mystique of Boba Fett. I don't know, he, like I said, silent, cold-blooded badass that we thought he was from his 5 minutes of original trilogy screen time.
But he was.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like emerging from the Sarlacc and then emerging out of the Tusken tent was metaphorical rebirth, right?
Exactly.
And I like that part of it. I thought that made it interesting. Yeah,
I did. I just wanted more of that versus flashbacks. Like I want that whole 5-6 years, in a 8 episode season, because a lot of things happen, a lot of character change. I just wish it could be fleshed out better.
It would have benefited from being done chronologically versus the flashback to Tank. Yeah,
right.
I think that would have helped it. So I really enjoyed it overall. I really did. I thought it was a great show. The finale to me was, and this is a Disney Plus problem, is that no episode is self-contained. Every episode sets up the next episode, right? And it's done purposely to get us all talking on social media, and it really, the worst was WandaVision with all the theories and hinting at Mephisto, and then it was nothing, So, but like that, Disney builds to where the finale of every season is like, it's just everything builds to the orgasm in the last episode, right? And it's just kind of like, it's so much build up that it's unfair. Whereas if I look at Peacemaker, it builds to something, but every episode is self-contained and resolves a thread, right? Whereas like, I feel like in episode 7 of Peacemaker, it resolved threads I didn't expect them to resolve already. Whereas all that stuff would have been packed in the last episode if it was on Disney Plus. That happened in episode 7. Like they totally would have teased it out and done. So I think that's Disney's problem, is they're worried too much about marketing the show and getting the buzz for the next week instead of each story being self-contained. Now, that being said, the finale, seeing Boba Fett ride a Rancor, like I was dropping F-bombs. I was giggling. Like 10-year-old dude was just like, oh my God, it's great. And I loved it. My favorite part was with Cad Bane in the face-off, and that Cad Bane's like, you can't beat me. And Cad Bane just kicked his butt in a pistol duel, right? And it wasn't until Boba Fett grabbed the gaffy stick and it was remembering what he learned from the tribe and who he is now. And I thought that's amazing character development that he won that way. And I love that part of the show. I love the part where him and Din were talking, and Din's like, it's the honorable thing to do. And he goes, this is the way. Like, I was like, that was really good. I feel like the person who directed it, and this is not a slight against him as a human, I don't know him at all as a human, his style is jarring for Star Wars. It did not match any other director or style of any of both seasons of Mando or Boba Fett. And everybody's talking about the dude spinning, right? Which is kind of silly, but the problem isn't the spin. The problem is the abuse of slow motion in the episode. And Zack Snyder lacks his movies lack substance, and he tries to make up with it as slow motion. J.J. Abrams' movies lack substance and character development, and you get lens flare to death, right? Like, that's not a substitute for proper framing, editing, and blocking and choreography, right? And the slow motion to me is a crutch. The slow motion to me is something I would do in iMovie, having no experience or education on how to direct and edit, right? And so the problem with that dude spinning is not the spin, it's the fact that it slow motions it, and then there's a cut. And then where they cut it, they restart the spin, and the people behind them are in different spots. And then they make another cut in slow motion. So you have 3 different angles of the spin where the spin is starting over 2/3 of the way through each time. So the first time through, when I saw him spin, I kind of chuckled. I'm like, all right, that was an interesting choice. But I was like, whatever. I was so geeked out about everything else going on. But on the second watch, all the slow motion is abusive throughout the entire episode. And then I noticed things are poorly framed and then the choreography is blocked. But again, the problem is not the spin. The problem is you had 3 separate cuts in the spin, and it was jarring, but the people in the background were in different locations when you were cutting it. So it's like my brain was like reconciling where it was, and it totally took me out of Star Wars. There was the other scene where there's 2 people with the Rancor and they're screaming, and then he has them in slow motion screaming. I'm like, why does that need to be in slow motion, right? So I think, to me, there's so many other talented people who have done Mando or Boba, and I feel like those people should be directing the episodes. It's if you look at the Bryce Dallas Howard episode, the Filoni episode, the Rick, I keep forgetting his name, Fumi. I feel bad. I keep butchering his last name.
Fugiwama.
Yeah, I don't want to butcher his name, but his was great. The lady who's doing the showrunner for Obi-Wan, Deborah Chow. So all their styles are different, but they mesh. And then you have his, which is just like, it's like, whoa, dude, it just kind of pulls me out. And if you look at the other episodes he's directed, he directed a Boba Fett. It was abusive slow motion, that whole episode too. So again, to me, that's a crutch for a lack of good cinematography, framing, and blocking. And a little bit's okay, but it just took me out of both episodes. Now, that being said, like, that episode still, I geeked out and I nerded out, and I just loved it. I love the way it tied it up, and I like the way it set up things for the future. And honestly, like, the fact that like a little puppet jumps into a dude in armor's arms, and it was legitimately touching. Like, that scene was like, I was like, man, that, like, you felt when he was hugging him. I'm like, dude, that was really cool. And again, you can't see the guy in the armor's face. That's not even Pedro Pascal. Like, that's just another body double. Like, he wasn't even physically present on set for any of it. He just did the voice acting, right? So you have a puppet with a dude in a suit, and then another dude doing the voice acting. And I was still touched by that moment, man. I thought that, like, that's awesome storytelling, and I loved it. And so again, it's like I always say, like, there's stuff like that where I don't feel like it's actually nitpicking that director's style. Like, I think it's pretty jarring, but like, I can focus on that, or I can just focus on really enjoying the arc and the 10-year-old in me love. I mean, dude, I got to see Boba Fett ride a Rancor. Like, it's just awesome. So yeah. I mean, that would be my take on it. But again, I want another season of Boba. I can't wait for Mando. I can't wait for Ahsoka. I can't wait for Obi-Wan. So, I'm very grateful for it overall.
Want to say hi to Steve-O?
What up,
Thanks
Steve-O?
for stopping by.
Just hung out with Steve-O a little while ago.
Fabulous, saying that the spin reminded him of Michael Jackson's video for Beat It.
I don't know. Like, I don't know this, because I was looking forward to the show, and then there were points where, I don't know. It took me out because I was expecting Boba Fett to be doing more, or at least, like AJ was saying, like, having different seasons for different parts of him getting to where he is, like more building than just okay. There's 3 episodes of him, or 2 episodes here, and then and then he meets I forget her character, Ming Na Wen's character,
Fennec Shan.
yeah, and then and it was just so quick, and then like okay, now we're going to the 2 episodes where we got the Mandalorian.
Mhm.
And I was like, I love the Mandalorian.
Those
Then
were
I was
great.
yeah, but then it really took me out of Boba Fett, and it was like I really want to be more invested in this show, and I was hoping something more was going to happen in 2 more episodes before the finale. But then I'm like, and I understand why they did it, to build up to the finale, and it was all like dude was saying, it's all build up for the finale.
Mhm.
I love the finale. The finale was, I was like a little kid again,
I
like,
was. It was great.
just so much action, and I'm like, oh, then they're going to, nobody, except for the Gamorrean, only a couple
Yeah.
people.
By the way, when did Gamorrean guards be like, no, don't poke me
Right.
with your stick. Oh, I'll just fall back. Like, they didn't even try to fight. They
Yeah,
just
it
like,
was
no,
too
no, you
unfazed,
have pointed
you know.
sticks. Let me know.
I was like, but at least try. Like,
right.
Well,
I was like, what is going
my wife
on?
said, she was like, wait, those Gamorrean guards let those bulldog looking people push
Right,
them off
right.
a cliff?
I was
I was like, yeah, I don't know.
But
You'd have
again,
thought they'd
Disney-
been chopping them up.
Disney is doing this to themselves with the MCU shows and the Star Wars shows, where the episodes are not self-contained, and every episode leads to what happens in the next episode, and then nothing's tied together. And then they try in the final episode in like 45 minutes to tie together every thread, every character arc. And it's just like, you're just like, man, it's like eating a pig all at once in the last episode. And it sets really unfair expectations, because it's like you're waiting, and it has to be this massive crescendo for it to pay off. But they're doing it to themselves. Where Peacemaker, I have no expectations for the finale next week. Like, none, other than I know I'm going to enjoy myself. And the thing is, every episode, there's arcs that happen, but they resolve things each episode, and it's not like threads that just continue for all 8. And I think that actually makes the show more satisfying, because I'm not expecting everything that we've been waiting for teased to happen for the first 7 episodes, and now has to happen all at once in 45 minutes. So Disney would benefit from a little bit more self-contained stories throughout the season, and then have a big finale. Because, dude, it's hard to top episode 5 and 6 of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I mean, episode 5 with Din and the Darksaber and fighting. I mean, like, that was insane. And then the following episode, you have Luke, R2, and Ahsoka. Like, and again, that was amazing. But how do you top those 2 episods? And then you had the wrong person directing the finale, because now you're competing against with Dallas Howard and Filoni, and I'm sorry, like, just what they had, the content in those episodes was amazing, but the directors are just better at their job.
But I don't know. I didn't like how, we want to be edgy, so somebody has to pass away. So who's the least wanted around the crew? Who's going to get the less action figures? The Gamorrean guards. Boom.
I'm mad about Jennifer Beals.
Well, yeah. I was kind of upset. I thought she would have found shelter or jumped over something and blocked herself. I'm like, come on, please, but no. I cried as soon as I saw she wasn't coming back.
I think it's interesting that we've all got problems with the show, and it's all different problems. Like, everybody's focused in on something different. So, I mean, if you just look at it from that standpoint, just at the surface take, it's very much a flawed series just from that standpoint. I think that the structure overall, like the story structure, the fact that they went 2 episodes of Mandalorian in the middle of a Book of Boba Fett show.
But you know why, right?
You said
Mando,
something to the
Mando season 3 was supposed to be December, because remember, they announced it, and then there was a contract dispute with Pedro Pascal, because he was filming other movies, and then it got out that he wasn't in the Mando costume. It was a stunt double, and he was just doing the voice. And I guess so then basically the arc was supposed to be Mando into Boba Fett, and they had to retool everything because of that, because then the Boba Fett show wouldn't have made sense without those episodes in there. So I think they shoehorned it, but Boba Fett was probably 2 to 3 episodes too short. Anyway,
But let me ask you this: what would have been so terrible about not having those 2 episodes in, just having it still where we're going to need some muscle? I know where to find a guy, and then Mando shows up, and you could like everything can still go the same way, and then at the end, like have somebody ask, like, "Well, why's the kid here?" Oh, that's a story for another time. And then like the first 2 episodes of Mando season 3 is what we got in episodes 5 and 6. Like, what would the problem have been to just flash back to that? You've initialized flashbacks as your storytelling concept for the entire Book of Boba show. It took everything. It stopped all the positive Boba Fett momentum that there was, so we could go and visit the Mandalorian again. Something I'm not upset about visiting, but in the context of the show, it was completely.
But think about
out of
Clone
left field.
Wars and Rebels. Clone Wars and Rebels would have arcs, and then all of a sudden you're with Obi-Wan on Tatooine. You know what I mean? Like so. I think there's a precedence for it, and I don't mind if we dabble into other shows as we, you know what I mean, and interlink everything. But I think again it was just disjointed, and it could have, like, if it was a linear story, I think it would have flowed better. But again, I think we're being we're Monday morning quarterbacking in a sense, and
Sure.
and doing, and which is interesting. Like, I like to talk about it in a non-hateful way. It's interesting to be analytical about stuff. But again, I just go back to, and I really enjoyed it. I was really, like, the kid in me really enjoyed seeing all that we saw. And I appreciate that Boba's arc was unique and interesting, and it was a metaphorical rebirth. And I love how they, again, tied it in against Cad Bane in the finale. I thought that was really, really good storytelling there.
Yeah, I agree. You think that's the last we're going to see of Cad Bane?
No, because they can use him in flashbacks too, and all.
I was going to say, he's got to go back in the pod, so
everyone's getting going in that back to tank. So
yeah, he's going to have flashbacks again. So
I am kind of excited to see Cobb Vanth as RoboCop, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the more Timothy Olyphant in the Star Wars universe, I'm here for it. Just give it all to me.
Yeah.
Last week we were kind of talking about the I wasn't a fan of Luke giving him the choice, and how could you possibly put that choice in front of him when you made the exact same choice? I was listening to the Fat Man Beyond podcast with Kevin Smith and Mark Bernard, and their producer pointed out, what if the test is really, like, what if the correct solution to Luke's test is he was supposed to take the chainmail, because that's exactly what Luke did. Like, they don't tell you that he's choosing wrong. They don't tell you what Luke wants him to do out of it. So maybe he made the right decision by Luke's new philosophies.
Well, and think about this. So Luke has spoken with Ahsoka, right? So do you remember when she was talking with Din, and she's like, I can't make a choice for you. And Din's like, well, I can make my own choice. And she's like, yes, you can, but I can tell you what I've learned. Right. And so I think what Ahsoka has learned from all that is you can't make choices for other people. You can share your knowledge, and then you let them make their own choice. And I'm maybe she had that conversation with Luke. Right. And what I'm interested to see in the Ahsoka show is her talking to Luke about Anakin and Padme, and then Luke telling her about how Anakin came back and saved him. Right. I think that's going to be real, like, because the whole Ahsoka Luke scene was awesome. Like, I really love that. But I think part of what you're saying has some truth, because Luke said, like, basically, Din or the Mandalorian is going to be a blip in your lifetime. Like, you're going to live way beyond all of us. So I actually think that there's truth to that he's basically saying, go ahead and live with Din, but you're going to have 700 years of life after that, and then you can come back and be a Jedi, I think.
Do you think that
I hadn't thought of it like that?
Yeah. Do you think that maybe they're doing that? So, like, everybody's big concern was, well, if he's with Luke, then he gets killed during the Kylo Ren slaughter. Well, now,
Well, no, none of that happened though. That's all Imperial propaganda. That's not real. Episode 7 through 9 does not. No, it's all Imperial propaganda to discredit Luke Skywalker and the Jedi Order.
and I'll simply
because Luke Skywalker that is not the real Luke Skywalker in Episode 7 through 9. I don't. That's not him. Absolutely not him.
If I had to venture a guess, I would give more credence to the fact that Filoni is going back and he's starting to pave the path to where the sequel trilogy all makes sense. He's going to lay in the groundwork and he's going to fill in all the plot
It's
holes
not
that
possible.
were there. I'm
It's not
telling
possible.
you, I know that you're not a fan, but I think that's more likely to be what is happening. Lots of loose threads going to get tied up.
It's Imperial propaganda. Nope, it's totally Imperial propaganda to discredit the Jedi, rebuilding of the Jedi Order.
I don't care whatever they do. I'm still not going to be a fan of those 3 movies.
Right? It doesn't exactly like why like you're throwing good money after bad. Like you just don't even try to make it make sense.
But we all said that about the prequel trilogy too, and here we are, and like we're in love with the prequel trilogy.
I mean, I like the prequels when they came out
because I remember when Episode 1 came out. I mean, how old were you guys? I was like 21 or 22.
I was a senior in college.
21,
yeah. But I still, even then, I had it in my mind already that this is a movie for the next generation of Star Wars, and like I went to it with like my 6-year-old nephew, and then a couple other like younger people, and so I watched it through their eyes in a sense, you know, and we even at the time, we all were like, yeah, Jar Jar's a little bit of a dork, but like the Ewoks were dorks too, in their own way, and I still have the Ewok village, you know what I mean, like
right. But I saw the Ewoks when I was 6, and I love the Ewoks when I'm 6, right? Of course. But here's the thing: I remember walking out of it, and I loved the Phantom Menace, but I thought Jar Jar was annoying. And I know a lot of people will probably not agree with this comment, but I think Padme was horribly miscast. Like, there's no way that that's Princess Leia's mom. She's Viceroy. Like, she is like watching paint dry on film in every movie I've ever seen her in. She is boring as shit to watch. And I honestly, I think she was the worst part of the original trilogy. Like, she's just like so miscast. Now, Attack of the Clones was the weakest of the 3, and I remember leaving it, I'm like, that wasn't that great. But Revenge of the Sith, like, I remember leaving that and I'm like, I need to come see this again tomorrow, dude. Like, that was incredible. So I always liked it, other than I thought Jar Jar was annoying and Padme was miscast. Like, but other than that, man, I'd always been a friend. And then when Clone Wars came out and Rebels, it enriched that whole area. But it was a difference between enriching something and adding layers to it versus trying to justify a complete, because regardless of what you thought, there's arcs in storytelling that's coherent through those movies. Whereas a sequel trilogy, it's like each movie you're like, did you see the prior movie? You know what I mean? Like, it was, and the sequel trilogy is just flawed from the start because you took our heroes that we waited since 1983 to see again, and you separated them and you made them all depressed, and there's no context to it. So you don't even care. At that point, you're like, why? Like, why are Han and Leia separated? Why does Luke not even speak in this movie? Oh, that's a mystery we'll solve in the next movie. You got to wait 2 years, right? Whereas the movie should have started where Episode 5 started, with Luke and Leia as Master Jedi, training the next generation, and then something happens, right, that makes you care. I don't care about Ben Solo. I'm like, why do I care about him? Why is he bad? Other than he's just bad. It didn't make any sense. And then Rey all of a sudden is the super Jedi Master with like 7 minutes of knowing she has Force powers. I mean, and you basically ripped off A New Hope with that movie.
Right. Oh, for real.
It beat for beat ripped off A New Hope. I remember leaving Force Awakens. I'm like, that movie sucked. That was awful. And then each movie made me even like was worse and worse. So, and I still stand by Rise of Skywalker is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. It's not even close.
You know what killed me with The Force Awakens, besides it being a rehash of A New Hope, you know, where are, you know, the original people, like you were saying, you know, and then at the end when, you know, Rey and Finn, Chewbacca fly back to the base, the rebel base, whatever. Leia walks right past Chewbacca and hugs Rey that she met like 3 hours ago.
Right.
Like, who the fuck is that?
Right.
Speaking that language. You walk past Chewbacca and don't even give that dude a hug?
Right.
When you've been with him for 35 years.
And Han is dead now.
And Han is dead.
And that's Han's best friend for 30
that's your
years.
husband's
You
best
acknowledge
friend.
him. Right.
You know, whatever.
So again,
you know,
when you're
Chewbacca
director,
has seen Leia naked, for fuck's sake.
right.
You know? Who is
What do you think? Wait, when did he see her naked?
Hey, the Millennium Falcon has a shower in it. You think Chewbacca never walked back there and was like,
He's not the family dog. He doesn't just lay in the corner when they don't need him.
They be on the shit drinking, you know.
They don't
spice maybe a little bit.
They don't kick him out of the bed. They never kicked him out of the bedroom.
He has walked back there at least once, if not 20 times, and been like,
he's just hanging at the bottom of the bed.
What's up? Yeah, exactly.
He's like, you didn't get me a medal. This is my reward.
Exactly. You know. So that's what I'm saying. She doesn't even give the Wookiee a hug, and it's
but it just, to me, but that's the thing is the person who directed that movie and wrote it is someone who writes movies to be marketed, not to write movies for character arcs and development, not to write movies that have a cohesive story. It's, hey, I like these 5 movies in 1984. I'm going to just bastardize them throughout this movie, and then here's a lens flare every 3 seconds, right? Like, just and that's what that is. It was a movie made to be marketed to people, not to be watched and digested and enjoyed.
Right.
Because clearly the people making that movie didn't understand Star Wars or its fans at all.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of the prequels, and like it took Clone Wars and Rebels not to just enhance it, but actually make me sort of kind of love the prequels more and appreciate that at least, you know, it may not have been the greatest, but it was George Lucas's, you know, it was his idea, you know, his baby. And like
it was so well thought out though. Like the dialogue was iffy, but like the threads and the seeds were planted from the beginning. You know what I mean? And like it, to me, it's the concept of the villain manipulates everyone into thinking the good guys are the villains. And then the villain is so good at the manipulation, he manipulates the good guys to actually act to become the Jedi lost their way. Right. And they knew something was up and they just continue to go down the path. Right. So I really like that type of storytelling because there's a lot of layers to it and nuance. And then, you know, dude, again, the Duel of Fates with Anakin and Obi-Wan. That was,
I mean, God. But there, you know, a lot of stuff has, you know, a couple scenes that are really good, but
yeah,
and like I said, for me, I was like, it's Star Wars, so I'm gonna go see it. But I was especially after, you know, the first one, the Phantom Menace, I was just like, oh, can somebody just get rid of this kid? I don't know, please. I know he's supposed to be Darth Vader and it's gonna be this long 3-movie, 12-hour, you know, trilogy that I'm gonna have to sit through. But I was like, Revenge of the Sith, I liked it just because it was so dark. And but you know, I felt like they already knew where they were going. So it was like, let's just do everything so that we can get to where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, I see that.
And you know, it was like, okay, it's just putting down puzzle pieces just to get that puzzle that we already see what it is. So I'm like, it's fine, but it's not. It's
later G-Force.
I really, like I said, at the time I wasn't really into it. But like I said, as soon as I saw Clone Wars and kind of had a see a better, more well-rounded picture of what was going on, the whole war with it, then that's
and
when
they
I was
also
like,
told
I was so
it
great.
wasn't just Anakin's anger and fear of Padme that led to his disillusionment with the Jedi Order. It's what happened to Ahsoka was a big part of it, and that added like that whole layer to it, which I thought was good. But like I even think back to Attack of the Clones and the scene where he finds his mom and he slaughters the Tuskens. Like if you think about it, if you have someone who you love who like even dies of cancer or something, like you want to punch something, you want somewhere for that energy. And in that moment, I was like, I would have done exactly what he did in that moment, man. And to me, like that, like him, and then him coming back and realizing that like he wasn't the Jedi he was supposed to be, and then that was upsetting to him. I thought that was really powerful storytelling there. Like I really like, I love that part of that movie. But yeah, I mean, there's things that could have made it better, but at the same time, like I enjoyed the prequels from the start.
Yeah, and the sequels, they weren't good at all. They were, because I really went into Force Awakens saying, yes, let's go, and then
I was excited.
And then I'm like, all right, cool, Finn and Rey, that's gonna be cool. And then they go, oh no,
they sidelined Finn.
No, we're gonna put Finn with an Asian female. We're not gonna. He's not gonna be with the lead. And then they're like, oh no, we're not gonna put him with the Asian chick this time. We're gonna put him with a black girl this time. And I'm like, so what? Are we just getting darker and darker as we go down each movie? And I'm just like, seriously, we can't in this galaxy, I'm like,
yep,
yeah.
Really... No, I'm with you, and not only like, but Finn's arc continued to make less and less sense.
Yeah.
Right, and then at the end where he's like, oh, by the way, Rey, there's something I need to tell you, and then never tells her. Like, right. It was pretty lame what they did with him, and they big timed him and they sidelined him, and again, that's part of why I dislike it. I don't like what they like. His character and his arc had so much. Dude, he was kidnapped as a kid and brainwashed as a stormtrooper, and then was having some type of connection to the Force, and then nothing happened. Like, and he and Rey didn't have to have a love story, but like they could have had a bond and a friendship, right? And like there could have been way more to that than what there was, and they totally separated them. And I thought that was lame. That was really lame.
It could have either been like a Han Leia thing or a Han and Luke type deal, where it's like it's one of these relationships, right? And it's like, okay, no, we're gonna sideline him and he's gonna go do some Ocean's 11 stuff.
And then Rey likes the bad boy.
Yeah,
like she's got to save the bad boy. You know what I mean? Like it, and honestly, it like God, there's so many things I dislike about those movies. But someone mentioned Leia like flying through space. So Leia decides to not be a Jedi because she has a vision that if she's a Jedi, her son will die, and then her son just dies anyways. Like, so, like, how dumb is that writing? And then you finally see her use powers, and she Mary Poppins herself through space. Like, Leia should have been a badass Jedi Master, like a badass, powerful in the Force, full-fledged Jedi Master, man. And what, like, it design, like, and now, like, after watching it, because I remember when it came out, like, Mark Hamill was mad doing interviews about it. Carrie Fisher was insulting it because they knew it was garbage while they were making it.
Right.
It was total hot garbage, man. And those are people who've lived in those characters in their minds for years, and they were just saying, this is not our characters. This is not what they would be doing. Yeah, it's Imperial propaganda. That's not Luke Skywalker.
Terrible.
Dude, honestly, think about it. Like they sideline Finn. They give Rey ridiculous Force powers for no reason. And then at the end, like part of the arc is her. The thing I actually liked about the arc was that she was Rey nobody. And it's a story of you don't have to be born from wealth or somebody famous to have a point in the story. It was just who she was inherently is what made her powerful and good. And then And then they took that away because now she's only powerful because she's a clone of Palpatine. And then at the end, she still couldn't be her own person. She had to be Rey Skywalker. And I just I was like, that is just insulting. Like it's because the message is literally she's only someone because of her lineage, and now she has to take the Skywalker name to have any value.
Right.
Yeah, dude. There's just yeah.
Yeah. No.
I guess I look at it like, for me, there's a lot of stuff that I don't like about it, but at the same time, there's a lot of really memorable set pieces for me. And like, say what you want, there are, like, when they're doing the whole crate thing with the red sands underneath the white, or the white sand over top of
Underneath
the red,
like the red glass
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
like that stuff's all of that's beautiful to me. Like it's
But that's
it
just
is decent.
cinematography. That's not
Right.
storytelling. That's cinematography. Yeah.
But I guess for me, like, Star Wars at its core are the characters, and you don't have to love every single character, but for the most part, you find somebody that you can latch on to, and that's your guide through the Star Wars galaxy. At least in my opinion, right?
Mhm.
And there was enough fun moments within the sequel trilogy to me where, because I'm such a big Star Wars fan and I'm willing to let a lot pass, I just accepted it blindly as it was Star Wars, and just keep on spoon feeding me, right? So that's the same way I felt about the prequel trilogy. I couldn't stand The Phantom Menace. I hated it. But the other two movies started to grow on me, but I still look at it, the whole thing, I just remember scenes or set pieces. Same way with the original trilogy. I had Hoth, I had Endor, I had my time on Tatooine. So I don't hate it. And I think that in 5 to 10 years, I think that we'll end up having more appreciation for the sequel trilogy compared to what we have today. And you can sit there and shake your head, and that's perfectly fine.
Nope. It's not possible. No.
It is what it is. It's fine.
No, I wish I could, but no, there's just too many things in there that were insulting to my childhood heroes. It, and Nate's point about Finn, like, I found that insulting and disrespectful how they sidelined him, and dude, they were throwing every dude at Rey but Finn. Like at the beginning of Rise of Skywalker, her and Poe were flirting. Like it's just like, dude, like so everybody, like, she's just the tail. Everyone's got to chase now. Like, where her and Finn clearly had a connection, and that part, I like in that first movie, I like that part that they had a connection and there was a bond there, and then they're like, no, can't do it. You got to do away with it, and I thought that was wrong. I really did. I thought that was complete BS how they sidelined Finn. It pissed me off because I like the story. Because I come from nothing, man. I grew up poor. I was homeless. We were on food stamps. I put my ass through college. I literally come from nothing. So when I see characters like that, like you're saying, you identify with certain characters and you follow them on the journey. And I like that you had Rey, nobody, comes from nowhere. And then you had Finn, who was a stormtrooper. And I like stories about people breaking away from the gravity of their situation, right? Because it's hard to escape your upbringing, or it's hard to escape being born in poor, right, and stuff like that. So for Finn to escape, being kidnapped, taken as a stormtrooper, and then to not give into the brainwash, like, because remember they said resubmit him for conditioning or submit him for recon, right? So the fact that, like, they've been brainwashing him, but inherently he was good inside and had a connection to the Force. I love that about him, that he could escape the gravity of a situation outside of his control. And he inherently was willing to be good, and you saw that development. And then, like, he's riding big rabbits in the next movie. Like,
but that's why I think that with The Last Jedi, I think between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, they started to go towards something, and then they hit the panic button because everybody shit on The Last Jedi. And say what you want about that, whether or not it was Russian bots or Chinese bots or whoever else, Rotten Tomatoed the shit out of that film. Disney hit the panic button and they brought JJ back. I would have
Right.
loved to have seen what Rian Johnson would have done. Like the whole,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
way that he was taking the story, to your point exactly, like it was truly nobody's, and it felt like
Right.
The Force Awakens. It was like the mutant gene awakened in all
Yeah.
these people
Yes,
across the
yes.
galaxy at the same
Because
time.
it was needed. Yeah, it was
And
needed. Yeah.
you could have basically just had essentially like the Star Wars galaxy filled with like these superhuman individuals who are just trying to figure out what their power is like, and that could have opened so many different
Would have
doors
been
for
really cool,
excellent
dude.
Oh my
storytelling.
goodness, it would have been
You could have
great.
had all kinds of people who like were evil, who are just now there's, instead of there being 2 Sith, there's like armies of Sith. You
Right.
could have done so much with it, and then to just go
Well,
back and let's
and
bring Palpatine back.
everybody was mad at Rian Johnson about Luke,
Yeah.
but Rian Johnson didn't put Luke on an island without any dialogue in the first movie. JJ put him there without
Yeah.
context. And again, it was flawed from the start because it should have started out in the temple with Luke and Leia training Jedi, and then they've rebuilt the Order, because then at that point you could show what happened over that time and where they're at and how far your heroes have come, and then something happens, right? Like whatever event happens, and then shit hits the fan, and then there's a story that goes from there. But to jump in and your heroes are separated, they're depressed, and Luke Skywalker doesn't even have a line of dialogue. Like it just, there was no joy in that. And then, on the other hand, like again, everyone's mad at Rian Johnson about Luke, but from a storytelling perspective, what could you do? Like, why would he be on that island? Like, you have to answer that question. And the J.J. Abrams school of filmmaking would be like, oh, I hid here as a quest for you to find me, and now you found me. Let's go on a right, like literally. That's and
Like
here's
he just
8
got
lens
done.
flares.
He got done
Yeah.
reading Ready Player One. Let's
Right, no,
let's
and
go with that.
here's 8 lens flares. Like I purposely been waiting here for you, Ray, and let's begin your training, right? And that would have been insulting too. So Rian Johnson tried to make it interesting and justify why he was there, but then at the same time, the Luke Skywalker we know doesn't give up on people. He doesn't quit. He doesn't run and hide. You know what I mean? It was a complete bastardization of Luke Skywalker. And again, that's why it's Imperial propaganda. It's not real.
So then what, help me with this though, because it seemed to me like Mark Hamill, like all of his points of consternation that he brings up about like where he won't overtly come out and like throw shade at Rian Johnson, but it didn't seem as if he had the most positive experience with that movie.
No, dude, he actually totally did. And so did Carrie Fisher. Carrie Fisher was
With the
pretty
Rian
vocal
Johnson one?
about all of it. Even from the
Well-
beginning, she said like they made me lose all this weight and then they put me in a flight mechanic outfit. You know what I mean? Like she was making comments the whole time, and Harrison Ford doesn't care because he just wants a paycheck.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But Luke, I felt Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher care about those characters, and they care about the fans who love those characters since we were kids, man. And so think about it, man. Jedi came out in '83. I was 6. So we were waiting 30, 35 years to see it. And then, there was just no explanation as to why they were all separated. And then at the beginning of the movie, he's like, Ben Solo, when what's his name calls him Ben Solo, and you're like, okay, so it's Han and Leia's kid. Like, why is he bad? Just because he's bad? Like, there's no context to it. So as soon as that movie started, I was like, I don't care about any of these characters.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I look at it from the standpoint that
Except Finn. I liked Finn. I thought he was the best character.
Star Wars is the first thing that we've ever experienced in which the creator actually went back to change up the story to some extent, to fine tune it, if you will. And I think that that's just what Star Wars is going to be from now on. Whenever there's something that people didn't like, they'll find a way to go back and essentially creatively retcon it within its own storytelling. So who knows? Maybe you will get your Imperial propaganda.
People like Filoni and Favreau who can have a vision and an arc and actually tell a good story.
Well, it would be good to have a trilogy planned out before you start filming a trilogy. I think
just have the
exactly.
Yeah. But again, it was honestly that was a rush for Disney to make money, because you hire a filmmaker again who just spits out content that is made to be marketed and looks flashy, and literally it was just a rush for money. They totally did.
I wanted to say something. Josh, I kind of look at them. I remember the set pieces like you're talking about. In the Last Jedi, it looked amazing.
It was beautiful.
And really, I liked parts like that at all three of the sequel movies. And it was just a story that killed it for me. Like,
sure,
I immediately did not give a flying about it. And as nice as I thought some of the Last Jedi looked, I have not watched that movie in 4.5 years. And I don't even want to watch it. They did that Star Wars marathon on TNT again, a couple weeks back, and the Last Jedi's on, and I was like, yeah, I'd rather watch shit dry, I mean,
well, that's basically what the sequel trilogy is.
Yeah.
Out of control.
This is so disappointing. I mean, like dude said, I mean, I waited my entire life to see episode 7, to know what happened to,
right.
Luke, and Leia, and Han, because I read all those expanded universe novels, I read a lot of the comics, and so, you have that idea. And then they, I don't know what year it was before the movie came out. Disney said, we're getting rid of all the EU. We're starting canon over from right here, Okay, that's cool. But you're still thinking like they're going to grab from there, continue the story of our guys and introduce new people who are going to take it into the future or whatever, and yeah, like you said, it starts off and Luke is gone. Leia's like a grease monkey, and Han doesn't even have the Millennium Falcon. He's just some run down old smuggler that people want to kill and nobody respects, and then their son. He's evil.
Well, it's like,
wait, they had a son?
But think about Han's character development through the first 3 movies. You undid all of his character development in those movies. Like he went through all that, and then he just turned back into basically a hapless smuggler who's incompetent at his job.
Right.
All of a sudden,
right.
And then again, Luke Skywalker doesn't hide from a challenge. He doesn't quit. He doesn't fall down and not get up, and he doesn't abandon his friends. Like that goes against everything that we saw in those movies.
Right.
Like
by the way, he literally tells
Han.
Grogu in this one, if you get knocked down, get back up.
Get up. Yeah. He Chumbawambas it, man. He's like, you get knocked down, you get back up again. Never keep you down. Like, so you know what I'm saying? Like that's not Luke Skywalker in that movie. He never would. Like Luke's gonna leave his sister. No, man.
Right.
Just
right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight on Night Owls, where we promoted Book of Boba Fett, and we've talked the last hour about Rise of Skywalker.
Well, you know what happens? I think this was just therapy. We just needed some therapy about it.
So,
but hey, to circle back on Book of Boba, thank you to everyone involved in making that show. I loved it. I really appreciated it. There's things that they could have done better just with some of the storytelling, and definitely one of the directors, I think, we should give some other people a chance. But overall, I loved it and made me feel like a kid, and I was so happy watching it. And I think the guys do, Filoni, Favreau, they learn as they go, and they'll see maybe what can be improved, and they'll keep tweaking it and making it better and better. So, and dude, we got Obi-Wan coming up. We got Ahsoka coming up. Like,
why haven't we gotten
an
Obi-Wan trailer?
Maybe Super Bowl?
Maybe. If it's coming in May, they've got to have a trailer.
I don't even need a trailer. I don't give a shit.
Dude, you know what I want the trailer to be?
Hello there.
No, I want the trailer to be, if anyone can hear this transmission, this is General Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Give me the Rebels, him recording that for a direct tie through to Rebels. It would be excellent.
I'm so excited for Obi-Wan. I cannot wait.
Sweet.
I can't
Yeah.
wait, dude.
6
And then-
episodes.
Blow us
though.
away.
I think what
I
I'm
want
interested
more.
to see too is who's Mary Elizabeth Winstead playing,
Mhm.
because they announced
Who
her.
do you think she is?
I think she could be playing a young Leia, dude. I really do. She has the acting chops to pull it off, and she looks like her enough where I think she could do it. She also could be an Inquisitor. I think that could be really cool.
They're gonna
and
show
who knows?
that.
Maybe it's something we're not even thinking of. But like, I want to see Leia with a lightsaber being a flipping Jedi, man. Like I wanted to see Leia be a Jedi since I was 6 years old.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude,
I just want to see it get off Tatooine.
It would be nice
Yeah,
to get off Tatooine.
I just
That
want to
has
see
I
where
think
different
Obi-Wan
places.
is gonna. I do think it has to go off Tatooine.
No, they said.
first.
I think there was a poster that said that it was like different things, and one of them was like, yeah, starts off on Tatooine, but very soon he goes and he's off to other worlds for like missions and whatnot. So
and we're gonna see a young Luke Skywalker, which will be cool. But I quote my mom with this, but don't plan your joys. So for me, I'm just excited to see an Obi-Wan show. Is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, and Ewan's the GOAT, man. He's incredible.
Totally.
As Obi-Wan, man.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm not going in. I'm not gonna sit here and wonder what could be. I'm just gonna go in and be happy with whatever it is that they give me. And I mean, going back to the Boba Fett thing real quick, the only reason we're so critical of it, I think, is because they've already set the bar so high. And the fact that they've established that they could do such an amazing job that when they don't quite reach it that time around, that's when it becomes so glaring. So
well, again, it's built to such a crescendo at the finale, and everything. There's nothing resolved until the finale. They set themselves up that way. Again, I look at Peacemaker. Episode 7 tied up a lot of threads to where I felt if that was on Disney, all that would have continued to episode 8, right? And they would have because then all of a sudden it's eating a pig all at once. It's just too much all at once. So I like Peacemaker. I think is so well thought out and written, where each episode is self-standing and satisfied, but there's more to come. But you feel full after each episode.
This week's Peacemaker with the beginning with Home Sweet Home and the kids fighting.
Dude.
That was like one of the best scenes in that entire series. It was phenomenal. And John Cena's got some acting chops, man.
Dude,
oh yes.
The scene with him and Eagly in the ER.
Oh my goodness.
Dude,
yeah.
I was doing, because my cat passed away last summer, and like that was my dude. He was 13, and I miss him every day still. And when he was sitting there, like that was me in the vet's office, like just being like, please, just I don't care what you got to do, just save my dude. And unfortunately, there was nothing we can do. But like when Eagly woke up, man, it was like it was such a catharsis for me, because that's what I wanted to have happen. You know what I mean? And then the best part is he's hugging him, and you're like, oh, you like literally. I was doing face exercises at this point, and it's like 5:30 in the morning. But the brilliance of James Gunn is after he makes you feel that way, and you're emoting with the character. I laughed because he's like he's trying to take a selfie with him, like to get him hugging the eagle, and I'm like, it's just genius writing that you could take me from that point, and then you can make me laugh right at the end of it, and that's why that show is amazing, is because like each episode the characters develop and they get better, and they add layers to it, and it builds, but it's self-contained, where each episode's satisfying. But yeah, dude, that scene at the beginning with him, like that was that. I mean, I'm so impressed with John Cena, dude. I really am. Like,
I mean, the show in general, like, because I just started watching it a couple days ago. I'm already caught up, but then today I told my wife, I'm like, hey, you need to watch the show. And before this stream, actually before sleeping stream, we actually watched the first 3 episodes. So I watched them again. Like, I'm watching them over again, and she's like, you can see her wince sometime, but then there's some points where she starts laughing, and then she starts jamming to the music. She loves music, so you can just I see her like lip syncing to the music, and I'm like, all
That's
right,
awesome, dude.
I got you hooked. So
and he layers the music in so appropriately to the scenes.
oh yeah,
and I love 80s hair metal. Like I love that shit, dude. I remember in 4th grade I had chicken pox. And my mom was totally like, you know, that's devil music. And I was like, it's not. It's just rock and roll, and I fucking love it. And I remember my mom's best friend bought me the Def Leppard Hysteria tape in 4th grade when I had chicken pox. And my mom was furious. And I remember she was like, because she was like my aunt. She was like, you know, my second mom. And she was just like, dude, he's a kid and he likes this music and he's sitting on the couch for 2 weeks. Like, and I listened to the shit out of Hysteria for 2 weeks straight. And to this day, that's one of my top 10 albums of all. I love Hysteria, dude.
Yeah, it's a great album.
Yeah, but like the Crew, Poison, like when they put in Faster Pussycat, House of Pain, like I remember listening to that song as a kid and that video, because like that song actually means a lot to me from my childhood. Like I vividly remember it, but like the songs literally are layered into the storytelling and they fit. And like to end that episode with "Kiss Me Deadly" after the butterflies hopped in there, like it's just.
yeah.
And by the way, "Kiss Me Deadly" and Lita Ford is an amazing song. Like it's an amazing song. So, but I love that it's like it's not only is just everything about it's directed well, the cinematography is good, the fight choreography, the character arcs and development, but the music just brings me back to something I love too from my childhood, and it just gives me such when like hearing "Home Sweet Home" and like so good, dude.
Any songs that you're hoping to hear in the finale?
I still hope that if Peacemaker and Harcourt finally hook up, that it's to "Talk Dirty to Me" by Poison, because James Gunn is masterful at teasing things and paying them off, and there's been too many points in time where they've said you can't talk dirty to women, you can't talk right, and then they tease Poison before he brought up Poison and she's like no, but I think the twist is he's trying to be gentle and respectful and she's talking dirty to him and it makes him uncomfortable. And I think that would be like James Gunn character, and again, if it does, I don't care, you know what I mean, but I like just the way he writes stuff and he turns shit on its head. I think that would be perfect if now Peacemaker has come full circle and he's gentle and being respectful, and she's like talking dirty to him and being derogatory to him, like treating him, and then that song's playing in the background. I think it'd be great.
I'd love.
I want to hear some Def Leppard, because I love Def Leppard's my favorite 80s band. I to this day I love Def Leppard.
I would love to get somehow they're able to like make all the like see the butterflies all trying to escape, and they're able to like kill the butterflies in midair or whatever, and like have dust particles or something, you know how they do, and give me Scorpions Winds of Change.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And it would like cool. Dual meaning with like the evolution that Peacemaker goes through.
Take me,
yeah,
the magic of the moment.
Like that'd be pretty sweet.
I mean, honestly, how good, and the thing is, like, people took that music as a joke, but I play guitar and I've been in bands, and that music sonically is so well written. Like it really is impressively well written. And the other thing you realize when you're older, like when you hear those lyrics when you're 10, your interpretation is different. But listening to that now, like those lyrics were actually really well written. Like there's some deep stuff in that 80s hair band that it just didn't get the credit it deserves.
Dude, can I tell you a quick story?
Please.
So we saw 2016, I saw Def Leppard again. And I went with my two older sisters who were, you know, they grew up in the 80s, so they love all that 80s stuff too, you know. And
was that the one with Journey? Where they toured with Journey? Because we went and saw it. It was the Pretenders, Journey, and Def Leppard we saw.
I want to say it was Mr. Big and somebody else.
I'm the one who wants to be with you.
And I can't remember the other group. But anyway, so we stood front row, and they had one of those things that comes out into the crowd, you know, from the stage, and we were right in the corner, front row. And by the end of the show, my one sister, she had a pair of drumsticks. We all had multiple guitar picks. The drummer actually came out and gave her,
Rick Allen did?
stick.
That's so cool.
That was pretty awesome. And Phil Collin and Vivian Campbell came by and high-fived me, gave me picks and stuff, and
That's
it was pretty awesome. And the funny thing that there was a group of moms next to me who were decked out like it was 1986. And these women were in their 40s, easy.
Were they flashing the band like in the videos?
Totally. And they had like they looked like a suntan lotion tube, but full of liquor. Have you ever seen those? And they were like dumping it into their Cokes, awesome. And so when towards the end of the show, the one mom, it's a really good looking blonde, chesty lady. She had them things out, dude, and she was dumping sugar packets like all over herself.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Dude, it was hilarious, man.
Dude,
and she asked my
a...
sisters, like, "Do you guys want some sugar?" And they were like, "No, that's cool."
You're like, dude. Honestly, if I had a DeLorean, one of the things I would do is go back to the '80s and go to those shows in the '80s, man, because that had to be wild being at those shows in the '80s, dude.
Oh yeah,
wild.
Oh yeah, totally.
Wild.
Did you guys listen to the Winds of Change podcast where they talk about? Have you heard the thing about the Winds of Change was created by the CIA to get rid of communism in Germany?
Huh?
No.
Yeah. So you remember that movie? What was it? Argo, where they talked about like creating that movie to get the people out of
Lebanon or Beirut
Lebanon,
or something. Right.
So they say that Winds of Change by the Scorpions is very similar, that somebody came up with it and it was like the lyrics and everything were analyzed and written to try to help promote sabotage within Germany to transform the kids into, it's pretty interesting.
Interesting.
It's
interesting.
You know what? I don't doubt that kind of stuff has happened and continues to happen. I mean, at all.
It's an NPR podcast, so if you get an opportunity and you're looking for something to take a spin, like give that a shot. It's probably 5-6 hours, but well worth your time, especially if you like 80s stuff, because they talk to all the bands from back then. And one of the big points is the big Freedom Festival that they did over in Moscow. So really, really cool.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm really excited for Peacemaker finale, and the thing is, like, again, with like the Disney Plus shows, whether it's MCU or Star Wars, like I have this expectation of this crescendo and everything's got to tie together and top whatever. With Peacemaker, I'm just looking forward to the show and just seeing how it finishes out. You know what I mean? There's no expectations, but part of it is because it just has delivered every episode and it's just steady. It gets better, but it's steady, if that makes sense. There's no peaks and valleys with it. And, but the thing I really look forward to is what songs are going to be in it. Because then that week I'm listening to all the songs that were in it. Like I listened to Home Sweet Home probably a dozen times in the last week. Like no joke, man. And then I started listening to that whole CD. I was listening to Dr. Feelgood, Same Old Situation. Like I'm just like, dude, this stuff is awesome. Like I love that music. My daughter's like, what are you listening to? And I'm like, rock and roll.
Dude, Dr. Feelgood, at my wedding, when I can't even remember, what do you call the thing? You take it off like your wife's like thigh, and you throw it.
The garter belt?
Right, the garter, yeah. So when that was our song for that,
Was Dr. Feelgood?
Yeah. So I did like some kind of like stupid like goof, sexy man dance awesome. Around her and whatnot, threw my jacket and went up and took it.
She's still mad at me to this day because you know how like when they announced the wedding party, I went to the DJ and I'm like, you will play the Top Gun anthem when you announce the whole. And so it's like, nice. And I remember she's sitting there introducing. She's looking at me. She goes, "What is this?" I'm like, I'm like, I don't know. The DJ's playing it, and all my groomsmen are like high-fiving. And she's like, "Did you put the Top Gun anthem in our wedding?" And I looked at her and I said, "You know who you're marrying?" Yes, yes,
Right.
I did.
Nice.
To this day, she's still mad about it.
Nice.
I got to plan all of my wedding music. So I had my buddy who's a huge Michigan fan. I had him come out to the Michigan State fight song, just poke the bear a little bit.
That's
and
awesome.
then I got to come out to Cult of Personality. So CM
Ooh,
Punk
different
his
color.
music.
CM Punk.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Dude,
nice.
that's
times.
talk about a banger, man. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, so good, man. Like that, and that song, that band and song was a bridge between 80s hair metal and alternative rock that it doesn't get the credit it deserves. Because that type of riff and just the pentameter of it was a total bridge, a bridge between the two.
It's funny. I played that song for my 7-year-old boy this past week. I picked him up from daycare. I put that song on, and he was like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
like,
man.
"Oh, Cult of Personality, man." You know,
That's a great dude. And the lyrics and the guitar. Oh, that's such a great song, man.
It's great.
Yeah.
Now they play it pretty much every week since Punk's back. And so if you watch AEW, the funny thing about AEW's audience now is they're pretty much singing along to just about everybody's entrance music. So
Yeah.
Oh, really?
every
much,
time he
yeah,
comes
yeah.
out, just everybody's screaming Cult of Personality at the top of their lungs.
nice.
Or Chris Jericho song.
Dave says his
Yeah.
wife chose Sabotage. That's awesome, man. You got
Oh.
to keep her.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah, my wife chose. She wanted us to come into At Last, which is a beautiful song by Etta James. But you know, I'm like, come on, we're gonna walk into Top Gun.
Nice. Nice.
Couldn't even throw your wife a bone on your wedding day.
You know what,
He
man?
threw
It
her
was
a
my
bone
wedding day too.
on his wedding day.
It was my
I was
wedding
gonna
day.
say
too.
I
you know,
I
I was
served up
there.
the softball, and then
I was there. You know, it's but you know what? Like everybody there remembers that, and they said, and they remember looking back and seeing like the look, her eyes dilated, and just like shooting me daggers.
Dude, I remember
like,
my best friend David got married the year before me. Well, maybe 2 years before me, and he was a huge Star Wars fan also. And he and his wife were going to come into some lame ass song. I don't remember what it was, but she surprised him by having the Star Wars theme when they
that's
came
cool.
out.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, and
That's
like
really
the look
cool.
on his face, because he thought it was just going to be some lame shit, you know, and it was
Right.
Star Wars, and it was pretty cool.
That is really cool, man.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't even remember the music I came out to. Hopefully my wife's not watching or listening, but
It's
yeah.
It's
because
my
you were
channel.
so
Nobody's
overwhelmed-
watching, Nathan.
It's
No,
because
okay,
you were so
okay.
overwhelmed and in love that like you couldn't
Well-
even hear the music because you were lost in her eyes.
right.
yes. I mean, yeah.
Dude, I tried to get. We couldn't agree on our first dance song, and I'm not kidding. I tried it for it to be Debbie Gibson, "Lost in Your Eyes."
Oh, yeah.
She's like, no. We couldn't agree on a song. Like to this day, we don't have a song to this day because we couldn't agree on it.
Why don't you
So
just let her have the win? Give her
No, because she didn't know what she wanted either, and so she was just throwing out every like cheesy wedding song that anyone's ever danced to, and I'm like, that has nothing to do with us. So it was Van Morrison's "Have I Told You Lately?"
Ah.
No, it wasn't
Good
that.
song.
It wasn't that. Was it that? See, I don't even remember because that was the thing. It had no meaning to either of us, and we just hit the easy. We're like, okay, everyone dances this song for the first dance, so we'll just do it.
Nice.
Ours was Van Morrison, "Into the Mystic."
That's good. See, I would have rather done that. That's a great song.
Yeah, excellent song.
Yeah, see all the stuff
Well,
I
fellas,
wanted.
we're at 2 hours. What do you guys got left? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I did want to bring up one thing.
Please.
You don't like the wedding talk?
I could talk about that stuff all night.
I'm nervous
I mean,
that
I had a
you're
blast
going to
at
get
mine,
yourself in trouble,
you know.
dude.
Mrs. Dude has been asleep since 9:15 on the couch.
Like
so
I have some
we're
like
all right.
I have some really funny stories that happened with mine that maybe we shouldn't talk about on a live stream because some people would get embarrassed. But I could tell you guys some funny stuff. But
Funnier
I
than
did want to
Chewbacca
bring up
taking
you
piece of
guys.
Leia in the Falcon
Well,
shower.
Exactly. Exactly.
I still can't get over that one.
I mean, seriously, you know what happened. So I don't know what else to say.
Well, we know Chewie liked to shower with Han
Exactly.
from the Solo movie.
Exactly. That's why I had that thought.
Can you imagine cleaning out those drains?
That's why they have droids. Yeah. I don't know if you guys had ordered the GameStop Night Brother, the
Yes.
Gaming Greats Night Brother that
I
got
did.
canceled.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's up for pre-order now, shipping in a week and a half.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
If you wanted to get them.
I am a sucker. I like the Gaming Greats figures, and those Night Brothers are cool. I can't help but grab them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I grabbed the Archer Night Brother that went up for pre-order this week.
Right. So yeah, I mean, if you have one of those, $5 coupons or points, good time to use them. Grab this dude,
Yeah, mine's hadn't canceled. I saw a lot of people's had canceled, but
yeah, mine was canceled. Yeah.
mine's hadn't canceled, but it's still saying
wow.
it's supposed to come out. So
Wow.
Yep. I had a bunch of things cancel, and then some of them I reordered 2 days later. They were back up for reorder. I mean, like the Anton Merrick, they canceled on me. I reordered it. They canceled on me, and then I reordered it again.
Like, why hasn't that figure come out? I mean, what the hell's going on with that one and the Galen Merrick one too?
The Galen, yeah.
Like, where are these figures? Or even the Night Brother. I couldn't. When I looked, I saw I had pre-ordered it in May of last year. And I was like,
Dude,
damn, yo, that's ridiculous.
Right. So they did that Boba Fett Walmart exclusive, which is just a repaint of a figure I ordered 6 months ago, and I don't have any of the Book of Boba or Mando Boba Fett's yet.
Right.
I don't have the Tython Boba. I don't have the Boba with the repainted armor with the black jumpsuit underneath. And then they, to me, I was just like, I'm not buying this Walmart one. I've been waiting 6 months for the one I pre-ordered, and this is just a slight repaint. Like it just wasn't. I found that insulting.
Yeah.
The thing that I didn't like about these pre-orders this like, why is the dark yet they're not using a flight stand? Like, when is that an acceptable use of figure photography? Because that's totally misleading that there's supposed to be a flight stand or something in there. It just doesn't make sense.
And that flight stand would.
They've never done that with any of the Marvel Legends. Why would you do it here?
Right.
Right.
Yes,
those should come with a flight stand. 100%. 100% should.
Yeah. 100%. Absolutely.
But again, Hasbro's doing corporate goonery, man.
Hasbro
charging more,
stuff.
Giving less. Charging more, giving less. Right. All their and then you watch their profits are like this, and their CEO gets an extra $10 million payout. I mean, it's the playbook.
When you watch the other content creators that are in with Hasbro and they get to ask like the Q&As after the live stream, none of them ask that kind of stuff.
Well, they probably wouldn't be allowed on if they were.
Yeah.
So to go along with that, the guys from Bantha Skull, Chris, he gets to go on those, Q&As every time. And I asked him, they basically have to submit the questions beforehand,
100%.
So they can't ask a lot of that stuff that, that I want to know. But one dude did say, why is the Boba Fett wave like the next one, that has Ahsoka in it, Echo, Omega? Why is that going up for pre-order tomorrow, basically for next year, when people are finding them in stores right now?
Right.
And Patrick was just, shipping or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
you could put that dude in a marketing department at like Procter and Gamble or Kraft, and that he's just like that dude has no business doing Star Wars stuff.
And the other thing, for the Marvel Legends, Dan Yoon is active on social media. Ryan Ting, he's fairly active as well.
But they love they love the comics, they love the movies, and they collect the product. Which the Star Wars team, again, that's just a marketing corporate job for those people.
That I think that girl is into it. Emily maybe is her name. But what I was going to say about the Marvel guys, you can actually interact with those dudes.
Yeah.
And they won't, they don't tell you
no,
I don't know, but you
they
can
interact.
say to them yo, Dan, this is effed up, dude, and he has actually responded to me a few times. We know we're looking at that,
Yeah.
If the Star Wars people just, because they say they're listening to feedback, they're reading social media, but it doesn't seem like it,
Yeah, I always feel like it. At least just BS your way to me. Tell me something, but at least act like you're paying attention to what I'm saying. Don't just ignore me. Just say, hey, hey, we're looking into it. Okay, at least you saw it and you actually responded back and you said something.
Right.
If you're just gonna ignore me, then why should I keep putting into the product?
Well, the fact that they blame the fans for the Rancor not funding instead of saying, hey, we miscalculated and here's what we learned and here's what we're going to do differently. And again, in order to be successful in life, you have to be accountable, right? And take ownership of the situation. So by them not being accountable, they're not taking ownership, and they're going to continue to do the same mistakes because they're not listening, because people voted with their wallet for the Rancor. Right. And if the Rancor was priced appropriately or had enough value for that pricing, it would have funded. Because look at Galactus, look at the Sentinel. It throttled the goals. Right.
If they put it out at the right time, look right now.
They should have done it now. They really should have done it now. Because even at the 350, people would have gone in after. If you had a chain and a
place where somebody could sit. Yep.
Yeah.
That's all.
Forget about it. That shit would be selling.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, in hindsight, after seeing what they had for this most recent release, like the pipeline announcements and all that, there really isn't much that I'm excited about for Black Series. I didn't pre-order anything. Nothing really has me super excited about it. I'll probably end up ordering the Ahsoka figure just to try to make sure that I get an Ahsoka
she might
figure.
Be really hard to find if you don't. Yeah.
Right. So that's the only, and literally that's the only reason I'm worried about it. But everything else, if I find it in store, great. If I don't, that's fine too. But I'm done with it. And I kind of regret, I wish now looking back, the fact that Hasbro isn't doing anything to service us as fans to give us the things that we're looking for. I'm probably going to be ordering a lot less from them going forward. So I wish I would have ordered the Proton pack, the HasLab Proton pack.
Well, and honestly, dude, that's why I ordered the 3-0 figures this week. Other than I set goal and earned them, set a goal and earned them. But to me, that was a better value for my money. I skipped out on all the legends too. At $26 or Omega at $26. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
right. She's this big. That's insane. No, but Ahsoka, I had to pre-order because she ends up being hard to find, and I did pre-order Palpatine and Dengar, but that's just because I don't have them, and I just want to make sure I have those figures. Right. But to charge $25 for Archive, I thought that was kind of.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, at my Walmart, the Archive figures are marked lower, $2 or $3 lower. If Black Series, when they were $19.99, they were $17.88 or something.
Yeah, because you're just you're repacking in a very plain package, a figure you've already sold and made money off of. I'd have no problem if it was 21 or 22 because everything's $2. All right, it's 22 instead of 20. That's fine. But 25, 26, it's just the greed is a little too strong.
But was there a reason why we didn't just do an archive of the Amazon exclusive Palpatine with the throne?
because
Like,
they're going
that's
to give
the
that
one
to us they're going to give it to us in 2023 for the Return of the Jedi.
Oh, come on. I'm
But
so tired of
in the
having to wait for
Palpatine,
2023 for everything.
well, in the Palpatine archive, they could have put lightning hands in that figure with that figure.
Yes.
Like they totally could. Like I get not redoing the throne just yet, but they could have had a lightning hands in there. You know what I mean?
It's just
Yeah.
everything about that archive. Like, who the fuck wanted the Skiff Lando? You could still get them at retail.
Well, same with Tarkin. You can buy Tarkin right now at retail. You can buy Skiff Lando at retail. Bouche Leo, I thought I don't have that one, and
take
I
a
would
Bouche
like to have
Leia.
that figure. Yeah, so that one makes sense. They didn't pre-order yet, but that one makes sense. But Dengar's $60 to $80, so that was a good one. And
Right.
then having Palpatine was good. You know what I mean? But then they showed the pipeline reveal, and they're like Han Solo from The Force Awakens.
Exactly.
Who the hell wants old Han Solo that died in the movie that's like depressed and an incompetent smuggler? Like
I
I
didn't
don't
even
want
open
that
that
figure.
figure. I don't even know where that figure is.
I don't want it.
I
That
bought
thing
it
is
when
going
it
to
came
be
out.
a
But
massive peg warmer, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that thing is, yeah.
I don't understand why they're giving us a New Hope Chewbacca again. Like, they're like, oh, we're gonna go back and we're gonna redo Chewbacca. Like give us Hoth Chewbacca with like some snow in the fur, or give us
That would be cool.
to go along with Bouche Leia. Give us a Chewbacca with some handcuffs for like Jabba's prisoner or something like that.
well, shit, give the Chewbacca the backpack to go along with the C-3PO.
There you go.
They did
They've
that.
had
They
that
did that
one.
2-pack like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Sure. You know,
But if you think about it, they're archiving both those figures. Like they're archiving A New
3PO.
Hope Chewie, but then that 3PO is the 3PO that was in that 2-pack.
Yeah. Just doesn't make sense, man. I just scratch my head at so many of the decisions that they make, and it just doesn't feel like they're crowdsourcing anything. I mean, they could sit there. A better use of their time that they're giving to these different websites wouldn't be to let them ask questions, but to have them ask questions of these websites to figure out what the hell people want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I did order the Ahsoka and the Death Watch Mandalorian and Echo, just because I want the Bad Batch. I want them done, you know. But I'm guessing maybe I'll find them in the next few months, you know. But even if not, the pre-orders are for a year away, which is ridiculous.
But in 3 weeks, people are going to start showing pictures of them.
Sure, because that's just how it works with these, knuckleheads. But and I've talked about it before, switching over to Hot Toys, for basically a wave of Black Series or Marvel Legends at $26, $27, with tax. After you buy that case, that's a hot toy,
Yeah, well, that's what I felt about buying the Hulkbuster. Like I could get that, or I can get a crap wave of Marvel Legends at $26, $27 each. Like to me, it made it a no-brainer.
I mean, because
I've Josh, I'll share
Marvel Legends.
I'm sharing the Hulkbuster screen.
Like a year, but other than Hulk, I pretty much have all the Marvel Legends that I want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
but look at this! Look at this beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like I cannot wait to get this thing. It looks amazing, absolutely amazing.
So yeah, I flirt with the idea of either Mescos or Hot Toys or something a little bit higher scale, but I'm waiting for Hot Toys, especially if they start getting into the wrestling arena, then that's when I'm gonna have to talk to the wife and be like, hey, there's a new focus now, and it's going to cost a little bit more. So, but yeah, I mean, other than
that. Look at that though. This is a 12-inch toy, and it can do the superhero landing pose.
Yeah. No, but
all the and then part of what
Oh.
really got me jacked for this is you can put the Iron Man inside of it.
Oh,
That
Look at
flight stand with it coming out, where you can have it like the full figure like that. That's incredible. That's really nicely
Yeah.
done.
Look at that. Look how and that Iron Man Mark 43. That's what I ordered on Friday.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for that. But I mean, to me, it just I don't want to give Hasbro my money if they're going to keep doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because you got to vote with your wallet, and I think this is just such a higher quality, and I know it's not going to get shipped to me in a plastic sleeve.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Like, Hot Toys has been around for years, and I've always looked at them and kind of, oh man, those are so cool, blah, blah, blah. When I was a younger collector, I always thought by the time I hit my 40s, that's what I would be collecting.
Mm-hmm.
Not buying, $20 basic figures at Target or whatever. And, I think it's time. Like, I mean, I have hundreds of figures,
Yeah.
And I
still will say
them,
the Spidey retro figures, I can't get enough of those, man.
Sure.
But part of it is because I love that cartoon so much. But like, they're really well done, So you're tying in the nostalgia with the retro card, with the cartoon I loved from when I was in early teens, and the figures are, they're really well done, man. They're so cool.
Right.
I think the biggest thing that, if you want to take the Hot Toys approach, the biggest thing that you can't get sucked into, especially with Marvel Legends, is you can't get sucked into the Build-A-Figures. Because if you get sucked into the Build-A-Figures, then you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Well, honestly, I don't know that I would have bought America. I wouldn't have bought America Chavez if it didn't have the torso for the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
And I'm already like, I wouldn't have gotten that Sleepwalker, and I wouldn't have gotten the Despair. And I'm looking at that Build-A-Figure, and I'm like, well, those are the only two that I would need to get. Why would I not get them?
Why would you not do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the Sleepwalker I would, because I like him in the comics. But yeah, the Despair, he does. Now that I have him, he looks really, really
both
cool.
Look really good.
Yeah, but yeah, like those three, I wouldn't like. The two, I probably wouldn't have bought. But that's what you're thinking of, because before it'd be like, all right, for an extra 40, I'm getting the Build-A-Figure. Right now, it's for an extra 52. Right, I'm getting the Build-A-Figure. So on this one, I did, but yeah, but again, that's why I passed on that Legends wave that came out, and I'm not getting one of those figures. The one that they announced this week
I think I'm just gonna be to the point where I'm gonna start picking one Hot Toy, and I'm gonna do the payment plan on it. And once I pay the payment plan off and I clear that off, then I'll order another one, and I'll just keep paying, my $50 to $80, whatever it's going to cost me per figure.
Now, Hot Toys are 12-inch. Are they 12-inch scale?
Yes. Yeah. So I was looking today.
I do like the 6-inch scale, though. I am, But again, I just got these two play arts, and so maybe when I get their 12-inch scale, so maybe once I get those out, I might be like, oh, maybe I do like, you know what I mean? Who knows? I don't know how I'm going to react to that once I open.
Yeah, there's three or four that I'm kind of torn between. I'm not sure which ones to get. Should be my first one. So it's either
we should do that on a stream next week on the stream. We should pull them all up and talk about them, because I think that'd be a fun topic of which one you should get.
Then we will do that.
That'd be fun.
Next week. Tune in, everybody.
I actually scheduled it already, so I'm ahead of the game.
That stream's going to be fire, because we're going to be talking Hot Toys.
Yeah, we will. Well, and by then I'll have my Joker and Dark Knight opened up, so I'll be able to show that, and then I feel like I've got some good energy back. So I don't care about the Super Bowl at all tomorrow. So I think I'm going to come down here. My daughter and I are going to do some more driving practice. And just because I had to live in Cincinnati for a few years, my first job out of college was there. And my God, did I hate that city. To this day, I hate that city with a passion. So I thought I was moving to a Midwest city, and it was not a Midwest city. So it was pretty rough. So my daughter and I are gonna do some more driving practice tomorrow. I'm gonna make her take me to GameStop and Target. We're gonna do some more toy hunting, and then I think I'm gonna open Batman and Dark Knight tomorrow. And then I think I'm gonna start opening these Strange because I might do like a Despair versus a Sleepwalker video, and then I might do Mordo versus Wong video. I think that might be fun.
Can you please title your when you do the Dark Knights, the Play Arts video? Can you please say, can dude handle 12 inches? Since it's your first 12 inches. Figure.
Yeah. This is the first 12-inch. I think
I want to see the search results on that.
Yes, exactly.
When what I'm thinking with them is like, I almost kind of want to rewatch The Dark Knight before I open them, just to like. And then what I was thinking is getting clips from the movie and quotes from the movie, and then posing them kind of, and have it, kind of doing like a juxtaposition of you have Heath Ledger say, you like, one of my favorite lines from that movie is, you either die the hero or live long enough to be the villain. Like that's amazing. Or why so serious? And you know what I mean? Like you can. So I think I kind of want to watch it to get myself like really amped up to open those. Not that I'm already really amped up. Like my brain fritzed when John, during the auction, he showed them, and I was just like, because I don't have any Play Arts or 12-inch scale, and I was like, I'm going to win those figures. Like my brain was like, I have to have those figures. I have to win them, and because I did.
Well, I'm excited to see them.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Yeah, I didn't realize like how high end the Play Arts stuff is. Like it's really high end stuff. I had no idea.
And dude, I gotta thank you. Not really thank you, but you remember the person you beat for that Wolverine, right?
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah.
Did you find one? They're actually on eBay cheaper than I wanted. Like if you go on eBay, they're like $30.
No, I know. But no, I was on WhatsApp and I found some other Wolverine.
Oh, which one is that? Wait, I can't see it.
This is the Weapon X. 5th edition.
Dude, that's really cool.
And then I got this, the Savage Land Wolverine.
That's neat.
So yeah, for pretty cheap. So
yeah, that Weapon X Toy Biz one though, you can get it on eBay for like 32 to 35, which is not a bad deal considering current prices. I actually started looking on eBay for figures because the cost of figures has gone up, and I'm like, there's figures I've wanted, and I can pay $5 more and get some figures I always wanted, like 8-arm Spider-Man, which I know isn't a good figure, but if you like the Nugenics arc in the Spidey cartoon, it's a cool figure to have. And it's only $29 now on eBay with shipping. I was like, that's not, I would have balked at that before, but now I'm like, that's not a bad price. And then they have Man Spider on there too. I didn't even know that Toy Biz made a Man Spider.
But that's my Wolverine collection up there. So like, I got a cheaper, like the 12-inch in the back. I got that for like $25 on an auction. So I was like, I'm trying to get as like that's my focus. Like even with like Hasbro, like I'll focus on Wolverine. Or if there's,
did you get the new one that went up this week?
Yeah. I was telling them I got it on Amazon for the old price before the price went up on Amazon.
See,
I got that's and the Sabretooth.
I was really interested in that Wolverine just because those claws are so unique, because it's the heated adamantium claws, which none there's no figure that has that. But I was like, man, I can't do that for 26 when it's really a repaint. But I'm like, my favorite characters that I like, Spider-Man and Wolverine. Like I always go to those two characters, and I'm a sucker for both of them because I think like we like characters we identify certain things with. And the thing I like with Peter Parker is I always love the great power, great responsibility, but it's like no matter what he does, he's punished for doing good. And if he makes one mistake, he's like triple punished for it. And I've felt that way my whole life. So I've always identified with Peter Parker because of that. And then with Logan just being a loner, like I love kind of like that, his gruffness and yeah, man, like those are two of my favorites always.
Oh no, yeah, like Wolverine and Black Panther are my two favorites. Like I have I mean I have a whole Wakanda set up there.
Dude,
And
the MCU Black Panther figs were awesome. They nailed that wave, man.
I think I
loved it.
Almost every figure that's Black Panther related, but it's funny because
you should do like a video or something going.
Oh,
like
no, I am. I'm working on something.
That would be cool.
So,
dude, speaking of Black Panther, when I came up from Three Men and a Monkey Lizard, my wife was passed out, and my 13-year-old daughter was watching Black Panther by herself up there. She picked it herself, and you know, like just one of those moments where I didn't want to make a big deal because then she'd be like, oh, you know, she's at that age where you know, and I went up and she's like, I'm like, oh, watching Black Panther. She goes, yeah, Dad. You know, I love this movie. I'm like, yeah, like it's a great movie. She goes, do you want to watch it? I'm like, yes, I do. You know, I'm like, you know, it's nice when you catch your kids like doing something you love. You know what I mean? Because I love Black Panther is probably my top 5 MCU movies for sure. I love that movie.
Definitely. I mean, for me, there was like I was able to like, even though I'm out in LA and my family's in different other locations, but like being able to talk to my mom, my dad, you know, them talking about, yeah, we went to go see it twice. And they're kind of like the, you know, the everyday type people when it comes to seeing movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they go see a movie, it's literally probably once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And for them to go see that movie twice, like they took my grandmother, who
wow, that's cool.
Is like, you know, she's not doing well now, but like they took her to go see that, and you know, for them to do that, it was amazing.
Yeah, so, man. That's really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, but no, like that Black Panther said I used for his throne. I used the Snoke's
throne?
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. And
that's cool idea.
I just sold the Snoke and, you know, kept the throne, and I was like,
you just gave Josh an idea. He's looking back.
I've got my own throne.
Oh.
You have a Wakanda? Oh, let's see it. Did you print something up?
Oh yeah.
But I love, and then what's cool is that my daughter's like, what are they gonna do in Black Panther 2? You know what I mean? It's just like,
oh yeah,
because she's just 13 and she's too cool for everything. But it's like when you go upstairs and you see her watching that, and she loves that movie, man. It makes me happy.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was, you know, it's one of those movies where I'm just like, it made me feel good, and that's why.
Yeah,
and I mean, awesome. And being able to like. Oh yeah,
dude.
Yeah, that's dope, dude.
Yeah,
Nate, man, I love hearing that though, man. Like that's really cool, man. That's really cool.
So yeah, if I ever do Hot Toys, it'll definitely be either Black Panther or Wolverine.
Well, and Killmonger is arguably, you know, he's probably a top 3 MCU villain. Like, and I wouldn't even call him a villain in that. Like I felt he was justified. Like he took it too far, but he was right. And that's what I love about that movie is T'Challa realized that Killmonger was right.
Yeah.
And his dad was wrong, man. And I so to me, it's not like the bad guy was bad because he was scary or had sharp teeth or, you know what I mean? He just was evil. Like he had an origin story and he was justified in his anger, and it made T'Challa change his viewpoint. And like, I love that part of the story. And the thing is, we didn't see him die. And, you know, could he be the Black Panther in Wakanda forever? Maybe he changes, right? Because he sees what T'Challa did, and then maybe he changes, and it's kind of, he still has the struggle with his anger and stuff. But you can't replace Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, man.
No.
I just don't know how you do it other than maybe have Killmonger, because he was so good.
Well, why wouldn't they just bring Killmonger from the What If series?
Yeah, you could totally do it. But that Killmonger got trapped in that time vortex.
Yeah, he's got special powers,
but you could bring a Killmonger in from. I mean, it's a multiverse, right? But I think that would be, to me, it'd be the dichotomy of T'Challa learned from Killmonger and saw that Killmonger was right and changed what he did, and then and then Killmonger, T'Challa saves Killmonger somehow, and
Yeah.
Killmonger sees what T'Challa did, and then that changes him for the better. You know what I mean? So you could have an arc that goes like that, but then the story could be about him still battling his anger but trying to do well to honor, but it's like, what do you do with T'Challa? Does he die off screen? It's such a tough situation, and it's like, I don't know how you replace Chadwick Boseman. Like,
I think what you probably do have him like pass away, or they get attacked by, I don't know. There's talk about Namor being involved.
Yeah,
and maybe that the start of a war because of T'Challa's death, and they need to bring in somebody else. So,
even better, he said, "Bury me at sea with my ancestors." He buries him at sea, and Namor finds the body, somehow brings him back to life. Bam,
that's
done
interesting
and done.
take.
Yeah.
Well, but here's the other thing. Like, now that Wakanda's revealed themselves to the world, what's a country like the United States going to do? They're going to want their resources, so they're going to invade them. Like that's we have a history of doing that, and this colonization, right? And all these, like Britain, all these. So, like, to me, I thought that's what it could be about. Is then the world wants Wakanda's resources. So how do you get them? Through force, right? So I think that could be an element of it too.
I liked the thing I thought was really nice about Black Panther is like Lupita Nyong'o had like the whole like special ops type thing going on.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to see more of that stuff explored. So it'd be cool to see like more of like a Jason Bourne-esque, like where maybe the battle isn't being fought in the public, but exactly to your point, people are trying to exploit Wakanda now, but through like James Bond type sabotage missions and things like that.
I thought she was awesome too, man.
100%. That whole cast was phenomenal.
Yeah, they nailed the whole, like, top to bottom. M'Baku, like,
Winston Duke,
amazing.
I could watch
Winston
Winston
Duke.
Duke
So good, dude.
24/7 on a loop, dude. He's
He was so good. But yeah, top to bottom, man. Like, they nailed everybody in that cast.
But there was talk about a TV show, a Wakandan TV show where it's like focused more on the people in the village.
That'd be interesting.
And see, so we'll see if that comes to pass. But they could tie in. They could have some situations where there's like, I don't know if I want to say special missions, but they could have something in there where it's like, part of their peacekeeping missions or whatnot. Is you see what transpires, what do they do to try and help the world, or what the world is doing to kind of try and good or bad, trying to get into Wakanda. So I hope there's more, but I don't know. I'm a little worried because there's just so much drama going on with the set for the movie.
Yeah.
That I don't know what's going to happen. So,
well, Ryan Coogler wrote and is directing it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So to me, he's earned.
Oh,
trust.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like as a filmmaker, he's earned trust after Black Panther. So
I think
not just with Black Panther,
it's a possible task. I mean, you have to. Black Panther's story. You know what I mean? It's his movie. Yeah. And he's not here to play that role. So I mean that's a really tough task to honor him somehow and still tell a compelling story without the main character being in it.
So which side of the fence do you fall on for you? The role is too important that you have to have a Black Panther in the movie versus you can't recast Black Panther because nobody else can do service.
Black Panther is a moniker, right? So so T'Challa doesn't have to be the Black Panther, and in the comics he even gives it up to Shuri and I think others. But that's where I think Killmonger would be the most interesting choice of him carrying on that mantle. Like somehow he's saved and he takes on that mantle. I think that would be thematically very interesting to explore that and how he's changed and what he's learned. Just like I said before, T'Challa learned from him. What did he learn from T'Challa?
But I got to be honest, if we're going to get that, I think I would rather see that played out in a Disney Plus series where they've got time to explore the story as opposed to cramming it into 2.5 hours.
Well, do you make it
Definitely.
Shuri? I mean, I don't think that's interesting. I don't like.
I think Shuri shot herself in the foot with all this
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
that's going on the set right now. I don't think that they're going to look to do anything with her.
But
They're
I
gonna
mean,
limit
even
her
if
as
that
much as
didn't
possible.
happen, I don't think that would be interesting, right? Like
She's always like, I loved her in the Q role. Like, she was great, and that's not to
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
I didn't want to see her like not do more. Like, it'd be fine if she did more. I'm happy to have them explore it, but I just don't. She's fine as Black Panther, but I would rather see her in the role of like Tony Stark to a Riri Williams, where
Right.
she helps mentor somebody along, or
that's a
even
great.
put
That'd
her
be,
even put her in the Riri role. You know, reimagine what the character is. In terms of Riri, it's still new, it's still fresh. They can play with that. It's not going to piss off too many people.
Well,
no,
I'd love to see
Ironheart.
a
I
show.
think they're bringing Ironheart specifically though, in
Yeah,
because they're
they've already
building up to
casted
young.
somebody.
Yeah, they've already and they're building up to Young Adventures.
Yeah.
With all because you got Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, and you'll have Riri. Then they Squirrel Girl, and who else do they have?
America
Miss
Chavez,
America
Ms.
Chavez,
Marvel.
yeah, Miss Marvel, yeah. So they're building to it, which will be cool.
But I mean, I would love to see like a fight for the mantle type deal. You know, 6-8 episodes. You can have, and you can show different people using it and seeing if it actually works for them or whatnot. And then, kind of like whether the Panther God, truly accepts them or not, and then, winding up on Killmonger in the end. And then the end of that leads into the next movie. Like
that would have been cool. Yeah.
You could have Shuri in one episode, try and use it. You could have, I don't know, you could try and have Winston Duke try and use it. Try different people, see what happens, and show the fight and the conflict, the inner conflict within the tribes and whatnot, and maybe even explore some of the other tribes within Wakanda.
Yeah.
So
they did a really good when I don't know if you guys were reading comics when they killed Captain America after Civil War.
Yep.
But they did a really good 6-issue miniseries, if I remember correctly, where it was like going through the different stages of grief for the passing of Captain America. Like, it'd be sweet if they did like a Disney Plus series similar to that, where each of them are different stages of grief, except they follow one of the characters. Like, one episode, like to your point, Nathan, would be Shuri, one would be M'Baku, and just show them all dealing with his loss. And you could do that like as the prequel to whatever Black Panther 2 would be, and then you'd set the table pretty nicely for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know how they do it now. I really don't, because they've had the arc planned out for what that movie would be and how it ties into the MCU.
Yeah.
It's an impossible task. I think but I'm sure it's going to be well done. But I don't envy them having to try to figure out how to do that, man.
Well, I mean, the fact that he was so forthcoming with it, and it seemed as if like everybody who worked with him knew what was going on. So if I had to venture a guess, they've probably been planning for something like this for some time. So it's not like it hit him out of nowhere.
Right. He just was so good as the Panther, man. He just so good.
He was just a great person. Like, man, like, I mean, you see some of the like stuff he would do when he was in charity. Like, he would visit cancer places while he was going through.
Right.
And it's like, wow, like it was like you didn't even know it until after the fact. Like, he wasn't
none of us heard about it until
he wasn't somebody that like said, "Oh, follow me, look what I'm doing." No, he's just something he did, and then you find out later he had it. And
well, a lot of celebrities do that because they're thirsty and they want it's promotion and for their brand. Yeah, but like people like that who keep it quiet are doing it because they care and they want to do it.
Yeah. So
I respect that. Yeah.
Right.
It'd be interesting to see. I honestly, I just don't know how you top Spider-Man No Way Home. I really don't. Like that set a whole new bar for me for comic book movies.
Isn't that getting ready to come out soon on digital?
I hope so. I want to watch it again.
Yeah,
I want to watch it again so bad.
yeah, but where though? That's the question.
Well, I pre-ordered the Blu-ray. I
okay.
Yeah, I still like physical media for a movie I really like, but I pre-ordered the 4K Blu-ray.
I think it's coming end of this month to Stars app, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Huh.
Dude, that movie, man, just it blew me away. It really did.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm excited
March.
to see it. March?
Yeah.
You haven't seen it yet?
Nope.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'm glad I didn't say anything. Yeah, dude. Honestly, like it. I was doing face exercises at two specific parts in that movie, man. Like I was doing. It was really just it blew me away. How it just blew me away. Absolutely blew me away.
I was very shocked at how a couple of parts just made me like I rarely cry for anything, but like I had literal water coming out of my eyes.
Yes.
And my wife is looking at me like, what the hell is that?
Yep.
I'm like,
dude,
there see what's on the screen.
There was one scene specifically, and my daughter looked at me and she was like, what? She was like, are you okay? And I'm like, fine.
Yeah.
So I mean, and again, the action in it is great. The storytelling's great, but they found a way to just, there's no way to talk about it without spoiling it, so I can't. But I'm just telling you guys, man, just be ready for some face exercises in that movie. And I like, my daughter has seen me cry probably 3 times, and it was all because somebody died. You know what I mean? And other than that, I'm pretty stoic about stuff. I have like 3 emotions a year, other than like anger or really being happy. So, but yeah, dude, it like I couldn't even hold it back. Like there was one scene in particular, like I couldn't even hold it back. It was amazing.
But I think I don't know if it has, but I know it was supposed to be the top movie all time or close to it.
Yeah, it's close to it, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
I know at one point it was like 20 million away from being the top movie of all time.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I'm telling you guys, like I mean, think about all the great movies we've seen in our lifetime. I would put that on, it's arguably in my top 10 movies of all time, but I think it's the best MCU movie for sure. But it is, I mean, it's in the conversation for best superhero movie of all time. It really is. Yeah. That's how good it was. And it wasn't because of the spectacle, and it was legitimately because of the storytelling and the character arcs in it.
Even better than Spider-Verse?
Oh, dude, it's not even close. Yeah. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Oh my God, yeah.
All right.
They're close. Yeah. They're close.
I love Miles Spider-Verse, man. I love it. My daughters love. I've seen that movie probably 10 times. Lily, my 13-year-old, like that's her favorite MCU. That and Black Panther are her 2 favorite MCU movies. And she even like she became too cool for action figures until she saw that there were action figures for that movie. And she's like, "But Dad, maybe I'll just have those ones, like Spider-Gwen and Miles. I'll take them."
That's how it starts. That's how it starts.
Yeah. You know what? It's cool. Like at that age, I get it. You know.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
I get it. I'm glad she's still into sports, and you know, and her and I, you know, I get it. They just go through phases like that. It's fun. By the way, I'm still impressed at her, man. Ice cold hit a buzzer beater right at the end of the first half today. Like, wow. She cut to the baseline, and they saw she was passed it to her, and she looked up at the clock. I saw her see the clock, and she just put it up with 2 kids in her face and just swish right at the buzzer, man.
Nice.
And the best part of it was not that she hit it, but that she had the bravery to take it. You know what I mean? Like, I was really proud of that. But then the smile on her face and just getting mobbed by everyone on the team after she hit that shot, man, was like that. that was awesome seeing that. It was so cool. I was
That's
proud of
nice.
her.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, man. I love watching her play sports. One of my favorite things in the world.
Dave, I cried like a baby during Ghostbusters Afterlife, so totally understand.
I still haven't seen it. And
I
the
haven't
only
seen
reason
it
I didn't
either.
see it is because I was scared it's going to bastardize one of my favorite movies from growing up. But everyone tells me, so once it's available on streaming, I'm totally watching it.
Well, it should be out there now. Like, you should be able to rent it for streaming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you can buy the Blu-ray now, so it should be available.
Oh, really? I haven't even seen that. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe that's something we'll do with the family next weekend or something. We'll watch it.
It's well worth your time.
I don't want my kids to see me cry at another movie though, man. They like
You're gonna be in. Yeah, this is gonna be ugly man. Cry.
Okay, so my 16-year-old caught me at Spidey, and then the Eagle scene in Peacemaker. She came downstairs, and I'm legit watching it at like 6:30 in the morning before work, and she comes down, and I'm like teared up, and she's like, "Dad, what are you doing up? It's like you're crying at 6:30 in the morning." So like we can't hit the trifecta. I might have to watch it by myself first.
It's gonna get bad, I assure you.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
All right, I gotta watch it by myself first then.
Like probably, and it's one of those things like it's very predictable. Like throughout the course of the movie, like they're letting you know what's coming, and even though you know what's coming, it's just like okay, fine.
Still tugs at you. Yeah.
Oh, it just wrecks you. It's really good.
All right, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. All right, we are about at 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna
have said just about everything we can say for this Saturday evening.
Dude, what a good chat, man! I'm so glad Nate was on.
Yeah, Nathan, thanks for stopping by, buddy.
I'm glad I was able to be here, and you guys were, able to have me on.
Oh, look at the bats!
Oh,
You
just wanted to show it. That was in one of the boxes I had. So.
Here, hang on. We got to get solo layout for the bat, and then we got to get solo layout for the stinger too.
Yeah.
God, I need that thing in my life so bad.
This was shipped by Hasbro, man. It was well bundled up, and
I despise Hasbro right now.
Why
can't I have mine?
This in the mail from Hasbro.
Nice.
Cool.
That's a great. I really like that Clone Trooper. I'm honestly like, I cannot wait to open these. I cannot wait to do it. I think I'm going to do this tomorrow.
All right, Nathan,
So
I got to see
excited.
that stinger. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really the biggest Sting fan, but
That's a cool figure, though.
I saw this and I was like, wow, that's a phenomenal like Sting figure. And so yeah, I'm gonna be opening a few of these next couple days, weeks.
I'm so far behind on opening figures. I actually was thinking that I might just do a live stream sometime this week and be like, I'm just going to open 10 figures because like I'm looking at them and I'm just so far behind.
Yeah, dude, my pile of shame is out of control.
Welcome to the club,
dude. You know what? Maybe sometime this week we'll do a pile of shame live stream where we just everyone bangs out 8 to 10 figures because I'm looking at like, dude, look at this shit. I mean, it's so bad right now, and part of it is I've just been decimated the last 5 weeks and just haven't had good energy to do it. But now I do, but this I think this will be tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out.
My first time with a 12-incher.
like my 2 biggest ones are going to be these 2.
Oh, you got Brody too?
Yeah. I got 2 of them because I was hoping they'd put a Chase version of them in there.
Right.
But no.
So you ordered off a Ringside then, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want the whole Dark Order line.
That's the best wave of the year, period. There's not going to be anything that they could put out that's going to top that.
Nope. So
those
Dave,
guys all together look phenomenal.
Yes.
Dave, I see your comment. Why don't we all like DM on Twitter and maybe pick a night if we're all available, because we got 3 Men and a Monkey Lizard Friday at 7, so that'll be like 7 to 10ish. But the first 10 inches. But yeah, dude, maybe we can do a pile of shame night where we knock out a bunch of our piles of shame. That sounds like a lot of fun. But this and Heath Ledger's Joker, I think I'm going to liberate them tomorrow, man. I'm so excited for this. I love the Dark Knight. Oh, this looks so cool. Look at the back, man.
Yeah, that's
Looks
gonna be
pretty
cool.
Sweet, man.
You got a place to put it?
We'll make it fit.
Not like that.
A lot of places you could put it.
You know, well, just the tip, see how it feels, and
Right.
find us.
point
Honestly,
is
this, like
the 12-inch figure.
I honestly don't know. I was almost thinking I might put it up in my office, just because this is everything here is it would look a jar here with everything being 6-inch scale. So I was thinking I might throw these up in my office.
The office nerdery is making its comeback, everybody.
Yeah, I still have a bunch of stuff up there. All my 90s X-Men is up in the closet there, where I built a whole display there in the closet, and it's so they're all still sitting up there.
That's where you're going to keep the 12 inches. Yes.
I heard it's a shower. This is a shower. Batman's a shower.
Outstanding.
Yeah,
All right. Well, this thing's gotten off its rails real quick now.
Yep. Well, it's 1:30 in the morning.
Very much so.
Well,
all right. I got to go to bed.
Oh, just when I make you big screen.
Oh, yeah.
Take it
There
away.
you go. Look at that.
I'm excited to see it.
Me too, man. I'm really excited for this.
Just make sure you put in there when you get ready to unbox it. Excuse me while I whip this out.
One of the best Mel Brooks movies.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you all so
All right,
much
later,
for stopping
dudes.
by the Cab Cave this evening.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you stopping by for the Night Owls live stream. Have a great night. Peace.
Peace.
Later,
So-
dudes.